This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Big O, we told you we ain't playing no games, man. It's just truly probably Pablo, Culture, Lord Productions.
Good morning, South Florida.
This is the Big O Show.
You're tuned into the Big O Show.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Judge, you tuned in to the hottest sports radio show with Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams, from the Dolphins to the Heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, Friday Pablo in the Big O Show.
Oh, on the radio, the top's where we gonna go. Miami, that's the way we roll. Locked on the morning show, Big O. No one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk live and direct. Because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. From sunrise, listen live, it's the best of the best. He's got the fans, got the heat, he's the best of the best. Big O, the only talking sports with a style. Break it a morning, it's Big O-N. Thank you for tuning in, keeping you glued in. Stay tuned, because right here's where the rumors in. Same place, because right here some of them begin. Simply call and just state your opinion. Real talk, sports talks, the Big O Show. Yeah, you love it, yeah, you like it, call him and let him know.
Culture, probably Pablo, now introducing the man of the hour, Big O, a.k.a. Orlando Gary. Yeah.
We are ready to rock and roll like we do every Thursday live from Toyota of Hollywood. We thank you all for tuning in, downloading, watching, listening, however it is you support the show. We love you for it. Bill is by my side. Come on out and join us out here at 1841 North State Road 7. We'll be out here for a few hours having some fun and talking about all kinds of things. Last night, I'm probably a little bit out of gas today. I'm probably doing the show at about half a tank because we did the broadcast yesterday, did our show yesterday, and then we did the broadcast, and it went well, actually. It was a pretty smooth broadcast overall as Inter Miami unfortunately lost to Orlando City SC 2-1. Orlando City picks up the goal in the 97th minute. And gets the victory. But we had some fun yesterday broadcasting the game. Chris Whittingham, Thomas Rongen had the call. Alex Dono was with me during the pre, half, and post-game show. So it was a lot of fun, and looking forward to doing it again. I hope Andres Reyes is all right. I think he's on his way to recovery, but it may not be with the team. Since he may have left the bubble, so that's not a good thing. Once you leave the bubble, you may not be able to get back in. All right, I got a Cam Wake jersey in the house, which is always a beautiful thing when we got a Cam Wake jersey in the house, a Dolphin fan in the house, which is always good to have the Dolphin fans in the house. Let's just hope we could get some football. Really, that's what would be nice if we could get some football this year.
You mean double O, not you, right?
Yeah.
Football. Huh? The double O.
Yes. Yeah.
Not you football.
Yeah, no, well, we have that one already. That one returned yesterday. Unfortunately, it didn't return in the kind of fashion that we wanted. And it was a shame last night because I thought Inter Miami had several opportunities. Agudelo, he put one in the net, but they also had a couple of ones that, they were right there. They could have put it on net, and it went awry. Especially the breakaway where he gets the turnover midfield and he tries to kick it over the goalie and he kicked it wide. If he kicks it perfect, he gets that goal. And so there were opportunities in that game to win it. The thing with Miami, okay, it's depressing, right, that they're 0-3. They lost their first two when the season started. Now you lost this game in the tournament. But if you really look at it, they've been in all these games. And it doesn't matter if it's L.A. or Orlando. Okay, we can go to the extremes. The best team in the league or one of the lesser teams in the league in Orlando, because Orlando has not made the playoffs yet. You know, they've teased people. They've made their moves. They've tried to do whatever they can. They've spent some money, and it has not worked out. They have not ended in the playoffs, which has been really depressing for Orlando. And the last thing they want to see is Miami come in as the newbie and just take off from here. And listen, yesterday when you lost Andres Reyes, that was the turning point of the game. Okay? I knew right there and then when I saw it, just looked like the emotion got sucked out of them, and they weren't the same team after that. And then Reyes also added on defense, one of your better defenders. You lose him. And I got to tell you, the Dwyer kid, the referees really mishandled that yesterday. Dwyer had I believe four penalties in the first half. He easily could have been carded for at least two of those. And the fact that they allowed four penalties in the first half allowed him to say, well, they're going to let me play. And the hit on Reyes, the tackle on Reyes, wasn't his worst tackle of the night, actually. But it did result in the worst injury to a player on the opposing team. But if you would have carded him in the first half, I'm not saying you have to red card him. Hey, look, Miami got lucky on the red card too. Sweat should have gotten a red card, not a yellow. That handball, that was ugly, dude. That was ugly. You know, and I know that the guys were kind of like, well, wait a minute, you're giving him the yellow card after you saw it on the replay, and they didn't like that either. But the bottom line is Miami got lucky there. They should have gotten red carded there. Seriously. Handball in the box, that's a red card. You got lucky. So, you know, breaks go your way, breaks don't go your way. You got to find a way to overcome. Miami had their chances yesterday. They got nobody to blame but themselves, unfortunately. They played hard. They just could not capitalize in certain moments. But what I love about this Miami team, and I feel good about them, is that they've been in all – this will turn. Okay, now, I don't know if it's going to happen in the tournament because they are now in a must-win situation. Okay, when you lose, you got to walk away with points last night, at least a tie. Now you've got the next two games to try to advance. You got to come up with a win against Chicago, man. There's no two ways about it. And now you're going to be without Reyes for sure. And Pizarro did not start yesterday because he was banged up, but they were able to bring him off the bench in the second half. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully Pizarro, and remember, it's a quick turnaround because you played on a Wednesday and then you play on a Tuesday morning. So you really don't get Tuesday. It's just Monday. So you get to rest Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. You got 5 days to turn this thing around. So you're not going to do since you haven't been doing the kind of practicing that you're conditioned for 90 minutes as it is, now you're limited in 5 days to get prepared for the next match. You know how difficult this is? And I would imagine that every sport now, as they restart, they will have a lot of injuries because you're asking players to go 0 to 60 right away. And they've got to pick up the intensity. This is a tournament. There's a CONCACAF spot on the line. You win this tournament here, you get a spot in the CONCACAF. You know, I mean, that would be pretty cool. I would love to see. I know it's a lot to ask for an expansion team like Miami, and we're trying to expect a lot from an expansion team. It can be done in soccer. Football's different, baseball's different, basketball's different. Expansion teams go through hell, okay? But in soccer, because you have the opportunity, that's the problem. They haven't been able to purchase those stud guys, okay? They got one young guy. They got one of their international guys, but he's a young kid. And let me tell you, speaking of young kids, Matias Pellegrini last night, He's a 20-year-old, the Argentine kid. That kid played his ass off. He's a fiery little dude, man. I like him, man. I like him a lot. That's why I'm saying that I feel good about the Inter squad. Yeah, they lost yesterday. They deserve to lose. They did not capitalize. They gave up some defensive opportunities that allowed it for Orlando. And to Orlando's credit, they won, man. They did what they had to do to win. The other thing in that game that stood out to me, and I thought Miami got a little bit more physical towards the end of the game, but I thought they allowed Orlando to be too physical with them throughout the game. And I know that they came in with, I believe, 5 yellow cards and 2 reds in the first couple of games. So Miami, I think, was trying to, hey, guys, we got to be, smarter here. Let's not pick up the cards. I understand that, but you cannot allow the opponent to kind of push you around. And I thought they allowed Orlando to push them around a little too much yesterday. That would be the other thing that kind of stood out for me. If any of you, by the way, listen to the broadcast, love to hear your reactions from the broadcast. Overall, we've gotten some pretty good feedback from the broadcast. People enjoyed it. And considering, everything and how we had to put it all together, I thought we did a pretty good job overall. But I would love to hear your feedback out there. Constructive criticism is always good. You're going to always build and always get better. And there's no doubt about that. And we got plenty to get better from. But it was a lot of fun yesterday. It definitely was a lot of fun yesterday to watch it.
Encouraging. Off of 2 set plays, the corner kick on the header, we could have had a goal.
Yeah.
And if Sweat doesn't handball, we got 2 guys there that score.
Yeah.
Off of 2 set plays, that's really encouraging.
Yeah, and the 2 shots on goal that went wide.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Those easily could have been goals. You know what I mean? Omar Lopez, as always, right in, right away.
Was he quick draw McGraw again?
Always, dude. He's always the first one in. Ian from Brooklyn is in. Samuel Robina. Troy Ortiz, the president, is in. Alexa V. Josh, good morning. And Bill, the best show in town. I love when O rips people. Matthew Walker, hello. Looks like Mike Perry is trying to imitate Conor McGregor. Yeah, I know, knocking out old men and hitting women. Yeah, we'll get to that story. NorCal, Big O coming in strong. Cali Garden strong. Cheers, Big O. Crew and listeners. Mark McIntyre, growing pains, good times coming. Yes, I believe that. DFS Hobby, funny thing is, Big O, you can say the same thing about our Dolphins, got pushed around. Yeah, but it's a whole different ball game. Last year, I mean, if you're talking about overall or whatever, listen, Miami hasn't had great leadership. That's changing, man. I told you guys already, DFS Hobby, I'm not going to worry about the past anymore. The Dolphin past is done. I'm not looking back, and I'm not dwelling on that, dude. I am moving forward. I love what's going on with the Dolphins right now. I love what's gone on the last year. I love what's going on, here on forward. I don't know if we'll have football this year. That would be nice. But personnel-wise, coaching, front office, I like what I'm seeing right now. And I think our Dolphins, I thought they did a little pushing around at the end of the season against New England. So, you can look at it however you want, DFS Hobby. But I look at my football team, my favorite football team last year, started with no talent and a whole bunch of young guys, and they got tougher as the season went on. They went through hell, okay, and ended in heaven by going 5-4 in their last 9 games and proving to people that a bunch of young guys can get together, figure things out, and play well enough at least to win some games. So now you start to add more young talent and better talent to this team. I just think it's, So I'm not going to dwell on that stuff, man. I'm going to focus on what's going on now and what's coming because, the past is depressing. The future, it's awesome, man. I can't wait.
You look at the 5-4 finish, but the thing about it is, if you go up into like the 3rd or 4th game, the adjustments the coaches made,
man.
We got real coaches too, man.
Yeah. No, I'm super happy with the Dolphins. I couldn't be more happy. I couldn't be more excited about the direction that the Dolphins are going in. So I'm just not one of those guys, my man, DFS hobby. I'm staying positive on this one. I love what I'm seeing there.
Of all the teams in town, you would say they slide up underneath the Heat as like our biggest worries, right? The Heat we're not worried about, and the Dolphins like right up underneath, right?
Yep. Tremolio says Inter was not very aggressive in the first half. No worries. I trust the internet leadership or inter leadership. I think he put inter leadership. Just that I thought this coach attacked more. Maybe just doesn't. Gave the pieces. Yeah, he doesn't have all the pieces yet. Remember, Pizarro came in the second half, which they needed. Agudelo was going to be the guy that stepped in for Pizarro, and Agudelo stepped up. Matias, I thought, also stepped up. You are correct, Tremolio. They were not aggressive enough in the first half. But if you saw in the second half, the passing, the attacking got a lot better in the second half. And, it is what it is, man. It just frustrating night. They come up short, and we'll see what happens on Tuesday. But their backs are against the wall now on Tuesday. Yeah, I think you need a win, actually. I know that a tie still kind of keeps you in there because if you win the next one, that you've really got to win the last one. But if you win this one, then you can see where you're at on Tuesday, after Tuesday in the second round of this, whole thing, and then you'll see what you do in that third game. And now you know where you're at, that whether you can win, tie, or if you lose, you're out. One of those. And we'll find out. It's not going to be easy, obviously, because they're an expansion team. But I like what I've seen from them so far. They just got to get a little better and hopefully land one of those international pieces. Good morning, Big O. Richard McClain is in the house. He says, Big O, Odell Beckham Jr. trade rumors to Dolphins make sense for Cleveland to gather ammunition for the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes. Why are we talking that? Why would Miami trade for Odell Beckham? Why? Why would you want that clown? I'm sorry, man. I'm not. There's no reason to pay a guy a whole bunch of money when you're not there yet. You know what I mean? And this is a malcontent that never, ever is happy. And there's always something going on in his world. I'm not sure why you fall for the banana in the tailpipe, my brother. I mean, it's, check it out, okay? Check out for yourself how many championships Terrell Owens has. Just check it out. Count them. Count the rings. And it's not just about the receiver. I'm just saying, when you're not part of a good environment, when you were at the Giants, not a good environment. You're at Cleveland, not a good environment. But you contribute to all of that. Can you imagine Brian Flores and Odell Beckham comes out to the field to play the game with a watch on? Come on, Richard, bro. Think about it. Think about this. This is the guy that wants to go and hang out in South Beach. I know that's our backyard, but in the weekend of a playoff game. I'm not sure, Richard, what you're seeing, but see, the problem is we have to unprogram you. And that's what I keep running into with Dolphin fans. We had one yesterday with Chris Jones. You guys have been programmed from the last 20 years to do stupid things and think stupid thoughts. And I hate to rip you, Richard, but really that's a stupid thought. But it happens. You guys are programmed, and that's why the Dolphins were losers the last 25 years, because they did stupid things like go trade for Odell Beckham. You give up a draft pick or two, and you've got to give up a large salary. That's a dumbass move. Just like yesterday, the guy had asked me about Chris Jones. That's another dumbass move. So we're going to give up multiple. He thought it's a second or third rounder. This is a guy that's going to go for a first rounder, maybe 2 first rounders, or a first and a second, or first and a third, or something like that. And you're going to have to give him $20 to $25 million guaranteed a year. You're going to have to give him $60 million up front. It's a stupid ass deal. It's just they don't want to load up the cap before you have to pay the quarterback. You understand? And so they have more. Put it this way. Richard, if Preston Williams develops this year into a stud, okay, and he showed us that maybe he can be a number 1 or number 2 wide receiver. And Devontae Parker looked really good. He's got to stay healthy. By the way, so does Odell Beckham got to stay healthy. Anyway, I know that's the other thing. Hey, let's go trade for a sack of injuries too. And if Preston Williams can develop, and they got him as a street free agent, okay, and they've got Devontae Parker on the cheap if he stays healthy, if you're a front office, does that seem like the kind of move that you would make? That you go for a malcontent that's overpaid, underperformed the last 2 years, often injured, a disruption in the locker room. That's what Brian Flores wants? Your program, dude, like Wannstedt, your program like Cam Cameron, your program like Sperano, that's the problem. You have been programmed. While I spent the last 20 years tearing up the Dolphins for stupidity, you were one of the ones that was probably pissed at me for tearing them up every single time. And now you want, Richard, them to do the dumb-ass things that they used to do for 20 years. You guys got to get out of that thinking, man. Okay? That stupid ass thinking that comes from Dolphin fans that you want to buy every free agent, you want to trade for every malcontent, you want to trade for everybody that's unhappy that doesn't have a contract. You got to get out of that thinking. It's about drafting. It's about developing your own. And if you sign a name or trade for one, you're trading and risking absolutely nothing. They've got to get rid of them, and you're just taking because, hey, yeah, we'll give you a 5th rounder, and if it works out, great, and if it doesn't, we'll cut his ass. That kind of stuff. But giving up the house and then paying him, no. Give up the house and back up the Brinks truck? No. No. So there's your answer why it's incredibly stupid to think about Odell Beckham on your team. Okay? I think I've explained it now.
Like you said, the reprogramming of thought. When you go get those guys,
all be reprogrammed.
Is when that's the caveat that you're missing to put you over the top. But even then, I don't know that you'd bring Odell Beckham. That's not a guy that's conducive to a playoff Super Bowl team, right? No.
Yeah. Richard says, I said it makes sense for Browns, not Dolphins. Doesn't matter, bro. I'm just telling you why it doesn't make sense for the Dolphins. So don't bring it up because it doesn't make sense. Of course it makes sense for the Browns to give up or get rid of anything that doesn't work. That's every team. The Giants just did that. Duh. The Giants got rid of him, and they're not hurting. It's not like he's killing them. He had 3 touchdowns last year. So, the fact that the Browns want to get rid of him, don't include the Dolphins. It's not going to happen. I'd be very disappointed in the Dolphins if they do dumb things like that. I'd rip them for dumb things like that. Let's see. But he can catch the ball with just one hand. Just kidding. Yeah, I know. Isn't that, Richard, that highlight? You're so right, dude. I know you're making a joke of it, and I get it, but you're so right because it's like Clowney, dude. They burned that damn that highlight of him hitting the Michigan running back forever. And for Odell Beckham, it's always that one-handed catch. Always that one-handed catch. It's like, win something, dude.
He does put on quite a show pregame.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. See, there's a difference, right? Stephen Curry does the same thing, but then in the game, he comes through, okay? Odell Beckham, well, that's a whole different ballgame. You don't know what you're going to get. Stephen Curry, he'll be there for you for the playoffs. He's not going to go to the beach. Stephen Curry, he's not going to go on the court with a watch and necklaces and, I don't know, whatever you want to put, a patch in his eye. I don't know. You're not going to get stupidity out of Steph Curry, but you will get it out of Odell Beckham. Man of 1,005 holds says, morning, everybody. Another Orlando team owns Miami. Seriously, it was good watching soccer. Very entertaining. I know it sucked that they lost. I get it. Hey, listen, it's all right if Orlando beats the Heat. The Heat's the one that goes to the playoffs more often. The Heat's the one that's got 3 titles. You know what I mean? So Orlando, it's nice for an Orlando fan to say, oh, well, we got your number the last few years. Yeah, but we got titles. And, so that's all you got to say. We got titles. We go to the playoffs. You don't on a consistent basis. So that's the beauty. Hey, you beat us this. Yeah, but who had the better record and who was in the playoffs? So
your greatest players leave your town. We have the greatest players coming to our town.
That's a great point right there. There you go. We have Riley. You don't. Yeah, it's all right if you lose to Orlando. It sucks. But if you're better than them, it doesn't matter in the end. Let them have their small victories. You know what I mean? So I don't really worry so much. It sucks to lose to the Magic. I got to tell you, it is frustrating. I won't lie to you. It is frustrating because I know they're better than the Magic every time they play them, and yet they lose against them more often than not. Let's see. What else do we have here? With the gloves today, wide receivers wear one-handed catches are no longer special. Brother, Matthew, what's special? You know what's special in this world, and this goes for anything, is consistency and being able to be reliable. That's what goes far, because a lot of people have talent. A lot of people can do certain things, but can you also count on them? And that's what you want. You want people that are dependable around you. You know what I mean? And Odell Beckham is not dependable. There's always some kind of drama going on. Can't do it, man. Can't do it. Anyway, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to me on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always, because as you know, that's a 24-hour talk show there on Twitter. And let me get to some of the text lines here and get to some of your questions, because I'm sure some have come in here in the last couple of hours. Let's see what we got. Dougie Fresh says, I lived in Albuquerque and watched many concerts at the Launchpad Concert Hall on your list. One of the things that makes it great is that on Central Avenue, which is actually the infamous Route 66, I saw Queens of the Stone Age there in 2000 with Dave Grohl on drums. He literally levitated the entire room with his playing that night. Nice. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Big O, Miami 3, Orlando 0. I guess that was a prediction before the game, and unfortunately we didn't get it. Do you know that Redskins were bounties awarded for scalps of Native Americans killed by the militia? Dude, it's a derogatory term. It's what it is. That's why you got to eliminate it. Yes. There's a terrible history with the name Redskins, of course. Big O, talk about staying healthy. How about Akeem Grant? Oh, yes. Or you mean Jakeem Grant? Yes, you are correct, sir. Jakeem Grant had some. He's put out some videos that he's in great shape, and he's looking to have a big year this year. I want you to kind of follow his path with Jakeem, because I think this is what you're going to see with Jakeem again. He gets in, right? He gets drafted. He catches 90 balls at Texas Tech. So they see that he can be a two-way player. What happens his rookie year? He drops a bunch of balls. People think, oh, he can't catch. But he can. He caught 90 balls in college, dude. It's just, he's young. He made mistakes. Mental. It gets in you. Your confidence, you lose a little bit. So he comes back the next year and has the monster season. Plays well, has the returns. He's one of the best returners in the NFL. And so, now he, gets that contract. And then last year, he had a bunch of injuries. He was inconsistent. He kind of came on towards the end. Towards the end, he was kind of playing a little better, but he didn't have a good year, okay? I'm the first guy to tell you he didn't have a good year, and that's fine. But I think what happened to him was they used him more receiver because of all the injuries and everything that happened and all the guys that they cut and let go. So they needed to rely on him more as a wide receiver, and that took a toll on his body. And that's what led to more injuries for him. I think he saw that and said, okay, I've got to build my body up. And I think that's what he did this offseason now. And this is what players do. They adjust to what's going on and how they're affected by it. And then they've got to kind of fine-tune it, whether it's build up the muscle, build up the flexibility, build up the endurance, whatever it is. Athletes have to adjust to what's going on and how their bodies are reacting to whatever sport they're in. And so I think Jakeem Grant, notice, struggles in the rookie year, bounces back the next year, kind of figures it out because he's more of a returner and a little bit of a complementary receiver. Then after that, they end up using him because of all the changes, more wide receiver, and it wears down his body. So now he builds up his body. I see a Jakeem Grant coming back this year to have a monster year, not because I think he prepared his body just in case he has to play more wide receiver, but I don't think he'll play that much more wide receiver. I think now that they have wide receivers and they've got their group kind of settled in almost, I think he'll be the complementary guy that he's supposed to be, the fourth wide receiver in your group, really, and then be the Mr. Everything returner. And I think he'll have the body for that now because he figured out that, hey, I've got to toughen up my body because I'm not a big guy. And whenever I do take a hit, I got to be able to take that hit and be able to get back up again. You know, Darren Sproles, all these other guys that are small, Danny Woodhead. He's not the first guy that's a small guy. Okay? There's a lot of guys that have played in this league that are small, but they also learn that they've got to build their bodies up. And I think that's what you saw from Jakeem. If you look at his videos, he looks a little bit more muscular. He looks a little bit more cut up. All right? And now we're going to see what the results are. But I've watched the kid rebound every time, and I expect him to rebound again. He's a tough dude, man. He's a tough hombre, man.
At 5'6", 160, you got to be tough.
Oh, he's
to
a
be
tough
playing
hombre,
NFL, man. That's all.
Man.
You're giving up a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Every play.
I love that kid, man. I'm a fan of that kid, and I just look at his track record, and I think he'll be fine. When you're a good player, you're a good player, man. That's it. It's not you don't forget it. It's just you're going to have your ups and downs, you're going to have your injuries, and you're going to have to learn as you're climbing. You know what I mean? And that's what he's doing. He climbed from college to the NFL, then his responsibilities are climbing in the NFL. The demand is climbing in the NFL, so he has to adjust his body. His body has to adjust to the demands. And it's a bitch.
I like what if you think about it, if Devontae Parker and Preston Williams can continue and grow from where they were, when you put him on the field as a fourth receiver to put a 4-3 guy with you having two number ones,
and Gesicki.
Bro, you know what? Pick your poison, man.
Oh, and hold on. Matt Breida is coming out of the backfield with 4-3.
Man, that's that.
Seriously. I'm just saying.
Seriously.
There's smart people now on this team. They're building this team the smart way. You know what I mean?
You know what? That's a nice little group of weapons, man. That is a really nice little group.
I know.
You have the power back in Howard. I mean, you're not really missing a lot on offense if everybody just does. You're not you don't have to be exceptional. Just do what you do, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's it.
No, I'm with you. Gailey should use Jakeem coming out of the backfield occasionally. Matchup nightmare. Steven, I think he will. I think you'll see Jakeem all over the place now. I don't think there'll be the overload because they don't need it now. Things were out of necessity, and he was a team player. He wasn't complaining like a little bitch like Minkah Fitzpatrick. You know, Bobby McCain, what do you need me to do? Jesse Davis, what do you need me to do? There were other guys who were playing out of position, playing different positions. They didn't complain. Jakeem Grant, oh, you need me more? Let's go. I'm ready. Okay, he broke down. All right, but he sold out for you, man. He's a team player. And that's what you need, unfortunately. And, you made a whole – last year was a transition year. People had to adjust. And And it also found what the coaches were doing was also finding out who are the character guys, who are the guys that are really going to fight for this team, fight for their teammates. You know what I mean? Who's going to do it? Well, Minkah didn't want to do it. So they got rid of him. That's it. He wanted out. Get the hell out. You know, I know he's a heck of a player, but if you don't want to help the team out, man, I'm sorry. I saw Jim Jensen change positions. I saw Mark Dixon play left tackle. I mean, let's not make it sound like Minkah Fitzpatrick was insulted. There are plenty of players that have changed positions for their teams, and they had to adjust because the team asked them, hey, we need you to do this. We don't have a lot of people. Go do it. Does Gronkowski, who got burned against the Dolphins, trying to tackle Jakeem Grant, by the way. Wasn't it Jakeem Grant on that play, and he was the last guy in special teams? And I think it was Jakeem that juked him for the touchdown, right? Well, Gronkowski could say, hey, coach, that's probably not my game or whatever. No, dude, go in there. Do you think Minkah Fitzpatrick can play for the Patriots with that attitude? I know he's good enough to play for the Patriots and Bill Belichick, but is he going to tell Bill Belichick, nah, I don't want to do this? What? Oh, you don't want to do it? Oh, okay, no problem. You've been traded. Where? You've been traded to the Cardinals. Have fun. That's all. Ship your ass out somewhere. Like the old Cardinals. Now, actually, this Cardinal team may have something. Who knows? We'll see. I'm just saying, you got to show up, man. You got to be a team player. And Jakeem has been a team player. I think they will use him all over the place. There's no doubt. But I think that they will use him in an intelligent fashion where it'll be maybe 5-7 times in a game and where he touches the ball and he's going to make an enormous difference and then keep him fresh for special teams. As you think... I don't know if Breida's going to help out on special teams because I know you can do kickoff return, but with that speed, that's pretty cool. And then they drafted the kid also that's going to help out. So that's going to be a lot of fun, man. They've got weapons even in the return game now. Okay? Because it's not just one guy. They've got multiple guys they can use in the return game. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Talking about Minkah, the potential of him being a malcontent.
Mm-hmm.
You saw that he started complaining about the way Pittsburgh was using him. This is the second time he's complained about that.
It was Drake, by the way. Thank you, Matthew. It was Drake that burned him. So there you go, the Miami Miracle. But I mean Gronk. He tried and it looked terrible.
Should Gronk be out there on your coverage team?
But you're not going to tell Belichick or Shula or Chuck Noll or Bill Walsh.
Who should be your 11 out there on the field?
Yeah. I mean, Jimmy Johnson had Jason Taylor and Zach Thomas playing for the first 3 years on special teams.
Yeah, but they could move. We saw Gronk.
I get it, but if he feels that's his best option, that's the coach, bro. That's his decision.
He had a hard time moving.
I know.
If you're covering, you need to be able to move, man.
I know. I'm not arguing. I'm just saying I commend Gronk for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying I commend him.
He's a team player. You ask him to go play nose guard, the guy would probably get down there and put an arm in the ground.
And Lord knows that's probably one of the reasons why he wanted to leave already, because he was like, yeah, I'll do it, but man, I hate this. I'm out of here already. I'm done. I'm not having fun anymore. You know what I mean? And so that's probably why he's gone. And then that's why when Brady goes there, he goes, oh, well, I'm back. I can go have fun now. You know
exactly
what
you're talking about.
He wants to have fun now.
It sounds like a lot of guys starting to talk that have left the page. It's not really all that fun being there.
No, but you win, dude.
Yeah, right. And like we've said, winning cures and fixes whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I think I would deal with anything that if the guy's going to make me better and we're going to win championships, then...
And you do it for a few years and then you leave.
Right.
You get your ring and you go.
Right. And that's why there was turnover of players except for Brady. But you can't argue with the results, bro. 6 titles. I mean, it's crazy. All right, let's take a break. We're coming to you live from Toyota of Hollywood, 1841 North State Road 7. Come on out here and join us, man. Come on by and say hi. Would love to meet you right here on the Big O Show.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
We back. That's a nice picture you sent there, NorCal. Way to go, baby. Way to go. All right, welcome back.
Wish you were down the street from us, bro.
If you all want to get in, you can get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always. Did you guys see Jim Harbaugh? Harbaugh went out there and was talking about what's going on in college football and obviously with COVID and everything. He says the players want to play, and noting that they've been training their whole lives for this. Harbaugh talked about the situation during a Zoom press conference with reporters. He said, COVID is part of our society, wasn't caused by football or caused by sports. And there's no expert view now that I'm aware of that sports is going to make that worse. It's part of our society. We're going to have to deal with it. You know, the ignorance in this country by some people, it's really amazing. And Mr. Khakis here just doesn't get it. It's airborne, moron. You're in the worst sport of them all. I was watching yesterday. Did you watch the game last night for the soccer game? Did you see how those guys were sweating profusely? I mean, the inner guys, their shirts, you can like see their entire chest because it was all wet and like it was like a bunch of wet T-shirt contests, out there. The ladies must have loved it. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I felt like I was at Penrod's back in the 80s. Seriously, I'm on Fort Lauderdale Beach in the 80s at a wet T-shirt contest, except it was guys on a soccer field. That was the only thing. And so you see all the sweat and the guys screaming and everything's just can you imagine in football, guys lining up, 300-pound guys who are just sweating. They're losing a pound of sweat every hour that they're out there. Every minute that they're out there. Forget an hour. And they're screaming at each other, and they're breathing heavy and all that. They're all going to be breathing all their junk, dude. Harbaugh is, and this happens in this country. You got people that just don't take this thing seriously. We had almost 900 deaths yesterday, almost 1,000 the day before. You know there were 66,000 cases yesterday, right? We crossed the 65,000 mark. I don't know what's going on now. It's really bad. And so Harbaugh, by the way, a doctor that gets delayed in their studies, are they not working all their lives for that? And somebody tell Jim Harbaugh that, the football player gets to be done with football after a few years. The doctor keeps studying till he's like dead. Okay? Give me a break. Oh, they work for it all their lives. Everybody works for I've been in the radio. This is my 30th year now that I'm completing in the radio business. I'm working my whole life too. I got to adjust. That's just the way it is. No other way to look at it. It's amazing. By the way, we already have 300 dead, 290, and 15,000 cases. And it's 11:46. You know what it was yesterday for those? No, I'm sorry, 61,000. 61,848 and 890 dead. So we crossed the 60,000 mark yesterday. Every day it gets worse, and now the death rate is starting to go up again because everything's catching up because that's part of the cycle. And this guy and this moron, Harbaugh, these guys, it's like, you know what it is? The people that are completely against it, they haven't been affected by it. That's what it is. The second it really affects them, then they realize how crippling this thing can be. Is it going to be like that for everybody? No. But some people, it's crippling, and some people, you end up suffering a lot. It's crazy, man. Leon Fresco, the first to chime in with a little super chat. Thank you, Leon. Super chat.
No way.
Yes way. No way.
Yes way.
They were fantastic.
Super chat. The only way to play football is to disregard COVID as it's the flu. Are people willing to do this and sign all of your liability waivers, etc.? You think about it, Leon. If the parents have to be willing to do that, the kids have to be willing to do that. Most of the kids will be able to sign on their own because they're all 18 or older, so they won't even need their parents. But I'm sure some parents will not be happy about that. And in the end, I don't see the problem with these universities. And did you see what Stanford's doing? You saw that you've got schools that are canceling their sports. I mean, they are wiping out what they have. Look, Stanford is going to axe 11 sports now. Okay? They announced they're eliminating a whopping 11 varsity sports after the 2021 school year, thanks to COVID. School went public with the decision with an open letter canceling the following programs: men and women's fencing, field hockey, lightweight rowing, men's rowing, co-ed and women's sailing, squash, synchronized swimming, men's volleyball, and wrestling. Stanford currently has the second most varsity sports in the nation with 36, 4 shy of Harvard. This is heartbreaking news to share. These 11 programs consist of more than 240 incredible student athletes and 22 dedicated coaches. They were built by more than 4,000 alumni whose contributions led to 20 national championships, 27 Olympic medals, and an untold number of academic and professional achievements. The school is already anticipating $12 million deficit in 2021, and the pandemic increased its expectation to a $25 million loss, forcing the cuts. Okay? And because of Title IX and all of that, this is also going to hurt because they've got to balance things out. The problem is most of these sports don't make any money because nobody cares about these sports. Nobody goes to see them. Nobody cares about baseball. Baseball doesn't make any money at the college level. College basketball is a loser for a lot of teams. College football is a loser for a lot. You think FIU and FAU make any money in football? They lose their butts every year in football. You know who pays for that football team? The students. When they got to ask them. Ask an FIU student when they get their bill that they've got to pay, what goes to academics. You'll see. And they're like, why do I have to pay that amount of money when I don't care about athletics? I don't go to see them. And so this thing now, this is going to be just an absolute cancer to everything going on in college sports. And these sports that were surviving off of football, they're dead in the water. Because almost every sport survives off of football. Because most sports can't make any money. Football is the only one that really makes money for a lot of schools. And supports their entire athletic program pretty much. They've got to be very grateful to football when you play other sports because you're not bringing in any money and it's really hard. You got to pay scholarships, you got to pay coaches, you got to pay travel, you got to pay all kinds of expenses, and yet you're not producing anything at all. You're not doing any, rowing, volleyball, golf, none of that produces any money. Nobody cares about it. Nobody cares about soccer, nobody cares about baseball. I would imagine that UM baseball barely makes a profit, if it makes even a profit. Okay? And they've positioned themselves to at least be able to get to that point because of their stadium and everything that they've done. But most schools, they're losing a lot of money, man. And now you see this. Sad stuff, man. Sad stuff. It is changing, ladies and gentlemen. It is changing. Let's see. I've listened to the Big O Show from the Garden so many times, I'm going to name this year's Garden the Big O Garden. Sorry, folks. Nobody else out loud in there till there's a cure. All right? I like it. So you're all by yourself in the Garden until there's a cure. I'll be out there in the Garden one day with you when there's a cure. Those universities have been ripping people off for decades. You talk about like the students. That's how it goes, man. Yeah. All right, you're right. I mean, it's just kind of part of the whole ball game there. Saw Steppenwolf at Button South. John Kay was awesome. Maybe early 80s. Nice job by you, Richard. Wow. Damn. John Kay and Steppenwolf. That is awesome. Now, that's a good show, dude. That's a good show. All right, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Hey, props to Lamar Jackson. He had a 2-day Florida beach party that he had set up here. And the Ravens quarterback was going to do it on July 11th and the 12th, which is Saturday and Sunday. And the event featured a flag football game, go-karts, obstacle course, rock climbing, all kinds of stuff. It was at McNair Park in Pompano. Jackson at first had asked everybody that masks would be mandatory. And he was hoping that the event would happen, but an event spokesman told the Baltimore Sun that city officials were going to limit the number of attendees due to the pandemic. And despite a large number of people already registering for the event, according to the city of Pompano, the website and social gathering are currently limited to a group of 10. So instead of turning people away, LJ decided to call the whole thing off. Now, I have to give him credit to a certain extent, right? Because he canceled it because they limited it. But he was still going to be willing to do it. So Lamar, I give you props because you kind of came to some kind of a conclusion that you were forced to get to. Next time, maybe beat the officials to it. And
if I can't have a blowout, we'll just call the whole thing off.
Wow. It's like, hey, man, the idea is let's not get a whole bunch of people together. Let's just kind of stay apart a little bit. We don't need to be with 100 people, 200 people, and spreading COVID. We're over 61. And we're probably heading in that direction again today. The numbers are getting higher and higher and higher. Okay? The ICU beds now are 4 times the ICU beds they had a couple months ago. When they were building all those hospitals, it wasn't as bad as it is now. I mean, we are incredibly stupid as a society. I'm telling you. We are superiorly dumb. Okay? I don't even know if that's a word, but I'm going to make it because we are incredibly stupid. Wow.
I saw something about, we're going to go back to March and April when the spikes first happened. It's like, no, we're setting a new precedent.
Oh, we're
the
way
numbers
past
are
that.
getting higher. Yes.
We're
not going, like we've set a
Way
new
past
precedent.
that.
This is, come on.
Way past that. We have embarrassed the numbers from when we went into quarantine, our numbers were way better than they are now. Way better. Okay?
There is one thing that is impressive, and got to give them props, man. The numbers that New York and New Jersey have, considering where they were and where they're at now, man, please, everybody take the playbook that they did because obviously they did it right.
Yeah, that's the question you got to ask all the officials. So what did Europe do that you guys aren't doing? Why has Europe got it right and you guys are complete screw-ups? Answers, please? Dumb Santis? Tell me something? Please, Dumb Santis? You got an idea there? That's why Trump he got lost. He disappeared from all that stuff. He stopped answering questions, stopped holding press conferences because he doesn't know what the hell he's doing, doesn't know what he's talking about. He lies like crazy, and then the whole thing is all over. And he's like, okay, I'm just going to get more bad pub from this. Let me stay away from it, which was a smart move on his part, by the way. Really smart move on his part to just, okay, might as well. I'm useless. Let me get the hell out of the way. And that way I won't get killed for something. I'll just disappear. That's all.
One thing that was disturbing yesterday, supposedly when they had this press conference with Pence and the whole CDC group and everything, Fauci was nowhere to be found, bro.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, Fauci does everything now in interviews. Okay? He does a lot of interviews. Trump's kept him away now because he tells the truth, and Trump doesn't want the truth. So Fauci now will tell the truth, but it'll be on an interview in different areas. He's all over the place. Fauci's still talking, but he's not talking, for the government during those press conferences often.
Yeah, the White House doesn't want him anywhere near.
No, of course not. Are you crazy? Ray says, Dumb Santis, love it. You love it? Yeah, I mean, what else could we call Dumb Santis? That's the only thing we can call him. There's nothing else we could call the guy. I mean, that's what he is. He's terrible, dude. Well, he's just completely mishandled this whole thing because he's following somebody else's lead, and that's where we ended up all getting screwed, unfortunately. But it is what it is. 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to me on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always. Let's see. Navy is quick, I heard. Oh, the kid from Navy is quick, I heard. But he doesn't have to take it to the house. We'll see. We'll see. Rosendo says, FAU and FIU are public universities. Imagine a student paying for a private university. Yeah, it's crazy, right? Big O, who are your top 3 MLB teams going in? Oh, God, dude. Dodgers, Yankees. Let me see. I'm trying to think of who would be. Let me pull it up here. Who would I pick as my third?
You're not going to have the defending champs, Washington?
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, that would
Houston
be. Yeah, the pitching didn't change.
I mean, Houston lost Cole,
Yeah,
but Houston still got.
Not with those guys.
Too much.
Yeah, because you lose Cole, it's too much. No, you're right, dude. I don't think. I don't know how I even forgot Washington, but
The only thing they've talked about is the fact that the way Washington started so slow.
yeah,
And what is it? I think Ryan Zimmerman is one of the players said that he's not being involved.
yeah. I mean, but they still have the pitching, so I'll give them I'll give them the
pitching.
shot there. But I got to go. Yeah, man. Yeah, Washington, New York, and the Dodgers. Yeah, I'm looking at the list now, and that will be my top 3 teams probably. Yeah, I'm not going Mets. I know people are talking about the Mets because they're pitching and all that. Or Braves have got a decent team. Obviously, Houston, like Bill talked about. I'm trying to think.
Aren't
of
there
maybe,
a couple of main players, though, from Atlanta that have decided not to get involved, right?
Yeah,
the
yeah.
rookie kid that's such a phenom, I think, is one.
Yeah.
And there was another guy this week. My bad.
Yeah,
But
no, I
there's
know. I know
two.
what you're talking about. Yeah. But no, I'd have to go with those 3 as my lead dogs. There's a couple of teams you can look on the outside, on the periphery. St. Louis is one that I could always look at as a little bit of a wild card in the National League. But yeah, no, he's right. Washington,
Cubbies have
Dodgers,
some people.
Yankees.
Cubbies have some guy,
Yeah, but they kind of took a little step back. So I'm, top 3. You ask me, I'll go Washington, Dodgers, and Yankees. Yeah, not in that order, just those 3. You can knock yourselves out of those, but and I would go. I hate to do this, but I'm gonna have to do this. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to lean the Yankees out of the 3 too. Why? Because I just never trust the Dodgers, bro. I just don't. And winning back-to-back World Series is really tough. So I'll go Yankees out of the 3. So if I have to pick one out of the 3, I'm not a Yankee fan or anything, but I'm just going to be objective. Big O, I heard a Holocaust survivor is offering Deshaun Jackson a tour of Nazi death camps. Maybe that should open his mind. Rosendo, if he does it, I kind of feel he's doing it for PR purposes. At this point, I don't want to hear from Deshaun Jackson anymore. At this point, I don't want to hear from Steven Jackson. You know what? I could play the audio for you, the last 3 videos of Steven Jackson, but his ignorance and Deshaun's ignorance is just something that I have no time for. You know what I mean? I had a guy yesterday on Twitter, and I'll put up the tweet for you. I'll tell you exactly what was said. Because yesterday, did you guys notice that at the beginning of the game they had, MLS is back, but they had the MLS is black. And then they had the Black Lives Matter, and they had guys kneeling and raising fists, and they had it for several minutes. So a guy tweets at me and says, one night of sports, man. That's all I wanted. One night. No politics, no issues, just sports. So I go to him. One night I would like no abuse of women, no starving children, no one die of disease, no one die of COVID, no police brutality, no anti-Semitism, no war, no hate. You want sports? I want a better world. I just wonder with people now, why are you so bothered about social injustice? Why are you so bothered if somebody is fighting for the right to be treated equally? I don't get that. Why are you against a group of individuals that have been severely abused for 400 years, even enslaved, okay? Because none of us can say the same thing. We weren't enslaved in this country. No white person's enslaved. Cubans weren't enslaved in this country. Puerto Ricans aren't enslaved. How about you Irish people? You been enslaved in this country?
No.
Okay. I'm just saying. I'm just, it's like, and when I just want you people to know that those of you that seem so bothered by it, I just think you're racist. I really do. It's like, why would it bother you to fight for what's right? And so
that's what we're supposed to do as Americans, man. Equality.
We're supposed to do it as humanity, bro. And by the way, the world is getting behind this movement because it's not just this country that is
no, but I'm saying the Bill of Rights, one of the first. All men are created equal.
No, I know what you're saying.
It's like that was
but I want totality, bro. I want totality. I don't want just this country. I want the world. And what I love is that the protests are going on in Mexico and in Paris and in London.
It's not just isolated to us.
Exactly, because the black individual has been abused everywhere, dude.
No, and especially
and so it's
a
really,
lot of the soccer players said it. Soccer is one of the most racist sports
definitely.
of all of them.
Oh, there's no doubt.
And for them to not use it as a platform, considering that dynamic, how can you say that?
Anybody Latin knows how racist Latin people can be, okay? We all know it. So it's, I that's the part I don't understand. When somebody, like, dude, it's a couple minutes before the game. It's not happening during the game. You know what I mean? So if it bothers you, then tune in when the game starts. Put it to record and fast forward until the game starts, and that's it. But the people that are openly complaining like it bothers you, how can it bother you? Shouldn't it bother you that people get abused? Shouldn't it bother you that children are starving? Shouldn't it bother you that children are getting mistreated and sexually abused? Shouldn't it bother you that women are getting abused? Shouldn't it bother you that there's anti-Semitism? Shouldn't it bother you that there's racism? Shouldn't it bother you that it's police brutality? What bothers you is somebody kneeling?
I guess it's too much has to be humane.
What bothers you is the fight for equality? It's like the weirdest thing in the world. We should be enraged by the hate. That's what we should be enraged by. Instead, we have a bunch of people that are motivated by hate. They are inspired by hate. They want to divide with hate. That's what we got. That's what you're battling. It's a dynamic that I can't understand. I got to tell you, it's just one that leaves me scratching my head. There was a reporter. I'll give you an example. There's a reporter last night watching the soccer game, and he tweets out something incredibly insensitive when the player Andres Reyes got injured, okay, by what's it called?
Dwyer.
By Dwyer, thank you. there's a reporter named Drew Pels, okay? So he takes a picture of Reyes on the stretcher, right? And this is, here's the picture. There he is on the stretcher, okay? Right? And then the writing says, this is a real, quote, I can't breathe moment, not one manufactured by the media. Thoughts and prayers. Hope Reyes is okay. Well, his employer saw that and fired him, like he should. Why? Because you know, it's like, okay, so we made it up that George Floyd can't breathe. We made it up that the guy was choking with a knee on his neck. That you're a racist, Drew Pels. You're a racist. Because none of this is manufactured. This is real life. Real life is watching what you saw yesterday on social media, a burning building, and a woman has to throw her 3-year-old off the third floor, and a man catches the 3-year-old. The mother died, by the way, in the fire. She had to throw her child out the window, out the balcony, in order to save the child. Okay, and by the way, I'd be remiss if I did not mention Philip Banks, okay? Former football player, is the man that caught that baby. That guy's a hero, dude. That guy's a stud. I mean, he caught that baby, and let me tell you, if you listen to the audio, Philip Banks says, and he's 1,000% right. He goes, I had to step in because the guy that was next to me didn't look like he was going to, be able to do it. And sure enough, if you watch that video, that other guy was completely going to punk out. Seriously, he was going to allow that kid to thump, like fall on the ground. But that's humanity. That's about caring. By the way, that was a black man saving a white baby. Okay? But that's what we have to do in this world. Okay? It's about doing what's right, not what's wrong. Okay? And what Steven Jackson is doing is wrong. What Deshaun Jackson is doing is wrong. Okay? A lot of times what the president does is wrong. Being divisive is not something that's going to help us at all in this world. So, and that's the problem. We have hate, we have racism, we have bias, and they come in all shapes and sizes, all colors, all nationalities, all sexes. But those are the people that we're evolving at a slow pace, but we're evolving, and eventually they're really loud and they're a smaller group, but they're getting smaller as the years go on. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going to be left of our earth 100 years from now after we've torn it up so much, but I will say this. I think maybe 100 years from now, maybe we might be a hell of a lot more accepting of others. You know what I mean? But as long as we have the people out there in different parts, whether it's politics or sports or society, spewing hate and trying to divide people, and then you have the folks that actually believe what they're saying, and then they follow suit. Now, the good thing is, again, they are the minority, okay? And I'm sure it'll be proven next year in the voting. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, not next year.
Well,
November.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I mean,
right down the.
But what I'm saying is when they put them in the White House.
Yes, and people need to show up if they really want to see a change.
Yeah, it's just to me, it's just the weirdest thing in the world is when I see people outraged by trying to fight for what's right.
Where you put it all.
The guy yesterday, just one night, bro. You got your sports. What are you talking about? It bothered you. I get it. It bothers you. Black guys are kneeling. And it was all white guys and Latins and black guys. But I'm just saying that it's about the black race, right? And so that guy was bothered by that. That's what it is. Let me explain to you guys something, okay? I'm just going to go on the male side of this. If we had a whole bunch of penthouse playmates, okay, for the first couple of minutes, they delayed the game and they wanted to, I don't know, kneel in lingerie, nobody would say anything. Women would call us sexist, but they call us that anyways because that's what we are. We're pigs. But somebody kneels because they're trying to fight for, what's right in this country. Oh no, that's taken away from my entertainment. What are you talking about, dude? Every time I heard some guy tell me, well, I don't want no kneeling in my football game. There's no kneeling in your football game, dude. That's pregame. Okay? That's the national anthem. All right? Just, dude, show up on kickoff. That's all. Hey, honey, tell me when kickoff starts. They're about to kick it off. Now run to the living room in there. You don't have to deal with any of the pregame stuff. Your racist ass doesn't have to put up with it. That's all. It's amazing to me that that's what bothers you. When that happens, it's just, I'm floored.
If the girls were in lingerie, people would be upset that it was only 10 minutes.
That's right.
They'd want it longer.
That's right.
Delay that game for an hour.
Yeah. No, I don't want a ring girl in between the rounds telling me the rounds. I don't need a tall, sexy woman telling me it's round 4. But I bet you if in between rounds somebody came up and started talking about the Black Lives Movement for like 20 seconds, people would lose it. Or if he just goes into the middle of the ring for 30 seconds and kneels. Can you imagine if boxing did that? He kneels with the card for the round. Okay? It says BLM on one side of the card, and on the other side it says round 2. We'd have people complaining. But we got a blonde with an incredible set of cans walking around going round 6, and everybody's like, yeah. We had drunk-ass Dolphin Denny. Go, Dolphins. I mean, it was as lame as it got. God bless him. Rest in peace, Dolphin Denny. He did look like he was wasted. He was so red. Looked like he had finished like 4 flasks before he started. But anyway, my point is, we never complain about any of the other stuff that's kind of stupid that goes on. Let me tell you something. One of the dumbest things that goes on in sports, and I hate it, is watching people shoot T-shirts into the crowd and 4 idiots fighting for the T-shirt landing on an 8-year-old. But no, let's not have anybody kneeling. No, that bothers me. Go, Dolphins. Oh, please. 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to me on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Yes, sir?
It's going to be watered down compared to where you were at, but a couple people said it yesterday. Everything that Steven Jackson had said prior was right. It was good. And then he goes there and totally undermines everything that
right.
he had done.
Right. But like I said,
like
I said, don't allow the movement, don't allow you to get deterred from the movement because we have people that are ignorant and people that are throwing you off. We have to fight. We have to fight for black people. We can't listen to the craziness of Deshaun Jackson. Okay? We can't listen to the president calling it an evil organization. You understand? We have to stay on track on what's right. Okay? What's right is fighting anti-Semitism. What's right is fighting for equality for the LGBT community. What's right is fighting for women. What's right is fighting for the black community. What's wrong is spewing hate in any way, shape, or form. And that's our problem. We can't allow the people that are spewing hate to stop us from doing what's right. Because we got a lot of battles ahead, man. We got a lot of battles, and the only way we're going to win them is together. And that's why you're watching the world come together on this. And so that bond is getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and the demand to do what's right is getting stronger. I mean, we've talked about changing the Redskins name. People have talked about it over and over. People have talked about the definition of Redskins and what it stands for and everything for years. But it took the George Floyd situation to finally put everybody over the top. Because notice, it's the Black Lives Movement, right? But that's about Indians. So now we're fighting for what's right for Indians. And that's awesome. And then the next battle that comes, we're going to use the same emotion we're using for Black Lives Movement, what we just did for the Indians, and whatever's next. And if it's this piggish woman that was with Epstein, then let's go. And let's get her to talk and keep her alive, because obviously there's some powerful people that want to take her out too. Okay? I don't know who they are exactly, but there's some powerful people there. So all of these things are coming to a head, man, on doing what's right. And no, we're not going to look the other way anymore. When you're watching somebody get abused out in the street, now there's a chance that people will step in. Before, hey, it doesn't affect me. I'm not doing anything. I'm not touching it. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. You
want to hear a crazy thought? You know what? And I'm sitting here thinking about it, and it, like you said, the protesting numbers have gone down a little bit. You know what I mean? And obviously it's been a little while since March. And obviously with the pandemic and everything, and the roller coaster with that and everything going on, no sports, like not losing momentum, not staying focused to what's going on. Maybe these idiots keeping the fire going a little bit helps. You know what I mean? Kind of in a weird way, but along the same lines as any advertising is, even bad advertising is good advertising, you know what I mean? Type of an idea. And just to keep the fire going, that they threw something on it, you know what I mean? So that there isn't any of the energy lost.
Right.
You know what I mean? It sounds weird, but usually with this stuff, we lose momentum and it gets forgotten, and that's why it's not followed through and we don't come like to where we want to get to. And these stupid things that these people do keeps that fire stoked and like, yeah, you know what? We need to get on this. We need to stay in the fight.
By the way, Julius305 just sent in a super chat, and thank you, Julius, for sending in a super chat. But he says, free Myron, Big O. What did I do to Myron? Is Myron blocked or something? I never blocked Myron. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I didn't block Myron. You guys got to fill me in. See, you guys get into these conversations on the chat board, on the YouTube chat board, and I can't keep up with it. I'm doing a radio show. I'm trying to have a conversation here. I'm trying to lead the conversation here because that's my job as a talk show host. So when you're telling me free Myron, Big O, I don't know what the hell that means. He is blocked? How? I never blocked him. Okay, so how do I find out where he's blocked or not? That's weird, dude. I would never block Myron. No. If maybe I did it by accident because I was blocking somebody else.
You've only been doing like 8 or 9 things, at the same time for the last 72, 3-4 days, 5.
Let's see. Sup, you blocked me on my name account on your channel by mistake. Anyway, I will cut Sean Jackson yesterday. Wait a minute, dude. No, but how do I unblock it? No. That's not right, bro. I feel terrible, Myron. I would never do that, dude. I gotta figure out how to unblock it, dude. I don't know how to do that now. Let me see. I gotta figure this out now. That's not cool. See, that bothers me, man. And then he sends in a super chat. You're amazing, Myron. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Fire it up.
What the hell?
Super chat.
That took guts. We need guts.
I told you I can totally super chat.
So you think you got what it takes?
You have no skills.
This is permanent.
Good job.
I'm promoting you.
You got a lot of problems, don't you? Take pride in that.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Now I think did I take off the chat board? Okay, there it is. Okay. All right. So I almost took off the chat board.
You're going to block everybody.
Yeah, I don't know now. I got to figure it out now. I'm sorry. I had no idea I did that. I got to fix that. Anybody know how I can do that, by the way? How I can unblock somebody? What am I supposed to do to unblock somebody? What was your name on the super chat there, Myron? Did you have, was it U2 fan?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I'm trying
something U2. Yes.
I gotta figure it out here. On if I could figure it out and find you, you know what's? Oh, you know what? Maybe if I go to your account, your YouTube account. Send me your YouTube account, whatever the exact name is on your YouTube account. Maybe if I go to it, I can then hit whatever little box and maybe it says blocked and I can unblock it. Oh, that's weird. That's terrible. I feel like crap. I'm sorry. I didn't really. Listen, you guys know I only block the idiots. The ones that just want to disrupt and just want to be trolls and stuff like that. That I don't have time for.
He would probably be the last person.
Yeah, dude.
NorCal, Nico. Yeah, he's
20 years listening to me, man. Kidding me?
He's a component of the show, like everybody else, but major. He's there every day.
Every day, man. We love him, man.
You still got to find the book.
Yeah, no.
By the way,
well, we're at the toy room. We haven't gone down to the media room yet. So
you're working your way there?
Yeah, we're not. We haven't gotten to the media room. When we get to the media room, I know it's in there somewhere, and then that's when but it's a mess, dude. It's a mess, bro. We got a lot.
You've been in that house for a long time and accumulated a lot of stuff, my brother.
No, it's just that we brought everything else from the other house too, and that was just, man. We are throwing a whole bunch of things away. It is nuts, dude. I mean, seriously, when you're in a house for a long time, you don't realize how much crap you collect. And you're like, okay, I don't need this. We're like in the toy room now, and we're eliminating like a whole bunch of toys that my daughter doesn't. Obviously, she's 20. She doesn't need the toys, but we want to keep a couple of things for memory. So like we're picking and choosing, like getting rid of everything else, and. And she's 20, and that tells you all you need to know. We're like cleaning it out now. You know what I mean?
Here, are you ready?
What's that?
My parents, obviously, being in the same house for 40 whatever years, and situation such with all the grandkids now, they have 2 storage units that has all the old collectible, personal stuff, and then how like they decorate the house for every holiday and they have 2 storage units, not just one, and they got a 5-bedroom, 3-bath.
Yeah.
You know how big the house is.
Yeah.
And there's not enough space with all the extra closets. They have 3 extra closets.
Yeah.
They have 2 storage units on top of it.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. But I don't even want to get to the point. I can't afford a storage unit. I don't want to get a damn storage unit. But, dude, I got to get rid of a whole bunch of stuff. That's for damn sure. All right, let's take a break. Did I go an hour or is this the half hour? Did I break at the top of the hour?
No, but I would just like to say that the standard of touching 45 minutes at least once during the show has been met. You just kicked 47 minutes.
Okay. All right, so there you go. Yesterday, by the way, we were at VSS West Pines hanging out with the boys, having a good time. And obviously, we love Jose and all the great people out there at VSS West Pines. Going out there, man, they've got masks. They've got sanitizer, and they've got all of your CBD products from flour to tinctures to edibles, women's face masks, hookahs, water pipes, all kinds of rolling paper. And, of course, if you want some e-juice for your vaporizer, they've got that. They've got everything for hookahs. They've got your hookah pipes. Listen, hookah bars are probably closed now, but you don't want to go back to a hookah bar now at this point, not with COVID. So you can get your own pipe. You can get everything. They've got CBD. For your hookah pipes. So get on down there, check it all out. All right, tell them that Big O sent you. You will get 20% off. All right, tell them, hey, Big O says you give me 20% off. So you can buy all the goodies that they have there, and you'll get 20% off by mentioning my name. And go to 12397 Pembroke Road, and you can also order through the phone at 954-613-3367. You can order by phone and then curbside pickup. You don't even have to go in. But if you do go in, got to wear your mask, all right? 954-613-3367. It's VSS West Pines.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with zero down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021. At Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million, whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
All right. I guess we were having fun. If you were watching, I guess you didn't see that because I can see the Myron. You're not blocked. See, it says block user, and I haven't blocked you. There you go. So there you go, my brother. I did subscribe to your YouTube channel. I am your one subscriber. All right. I am now subscribed to Myron's YouTube channel, but it doesn't. I didn't block you, so I don't know what's going on, dude. I really have no idea, Myron. I didn't block you. See, it says block user, and if I hit that, then I would block you. So that's kind of weird. Hey, did you block me? That's what it is, Myron. You blocked me, bro. That's what happened. I knew it was.
He's upset that you haven't found the book. You didn't start in that room.
Yeah, no, he's probably exactly. Yeah, you didn't find the book. I'm blocking your ass. So Myron, I don't know, dude. I don't know what's going on. Listen, anything can happen. Obviously, I can make mistakes because I make tons of mistakes. But I would never.
Bro, cut yourself some slack, man. You've been dealing with juggling 8 or 9 things for the last 5.
I feel good. I didn't block him.
Yeah,
I didn't block.
Right.
Him. I didn't block him. So that's good because I would never block Myron.
Any mistakes you've made in the last week, man, you've been running through the gauntlet, man, hardcore because of what you're trying to do with Inner.
Ian goes, Big O ghosted Myron. Man of 1,005 holds says, must be a YouTube thing. Well, sometimes funky things happen on YouTube. I can tell you that. Okay?
I can attest.
Yeah.
Can attest, you know.
All right, so your Myron is now Huku Tube 75. All right? Now I know that's you, Huku Tube 75. All right. Well, as long as you're here with us, man, there we go. I don't know what to tell you. But I know I didn't block you, bro. Myron, rest your phone or check it if you're getting texts on a pad or mic. There you go. Everybody, and what I love is now people are working with Myron to try to fix the issue, and you guys are the best for that. That is awesome. See?
Everybody coming to the rescue.
Why can't we work together like this on everything else, right? Huh? Why can't we come together? Did you guys see Joker? So Djokovic now is playing the victim. I don't know if you guys saw this story. The superstar told the media that now the criticism is become a witch hunt. He says, in fact, there were photos and videos of Novak playing basketball with other athletes without masks during the tournament and partying in a tightly packed nightclub without any PPE. So Novak, along with the wife and several others, tested positive. So now the 33-year-old says, I can only see criticism lately, and much of it is malicious. It's obvious more than just criticism. It's like an agenda and a witch hunt are on. Someone has to take the fall. Big name. No, Joker. Dude, we laugh at you because you're an idiot. Just like the Trumpies inside an arena without a mask. Just like the protesters without a mask. Just like the morons that pack the Ozarks pools with 400 people. We are making fun of all of you. We are ripping all of you. Do you know why? You are killing people. You are making people lose their careers. They are losing their jobs and their businesses. That's why we're ripping you. Because every time somebody gets COVID irresponsibly, they are spreading it to others irresponsibly. That's why. So there's no witch hunt, Djokovic. All right? I was just talking about Lamar Jackson, giving him a little credit for canceling an event that he was really forced to cancel. So it tells me that Lamar was also going to go down Stupidville, just like you, just like the protesters, just like the Trumpies. Same thing. All of you that don't want to wear masks, you are part of the problem. You're not part of the solution. You're the reason why we had 61,000 cases. You're the reason why we had 900 deaths yesterday and almost 1,000 the day before. But I guess you're all right with 1,900 Americans dying in 2 days. You know, that's fine. But that's why you get ripped. Because in the end, your irresponsibilities may not lead to you getting killed, but you might kill somebody else. You might put somebody else in the hospital for a couple of months. They may need to get a leg amputated. Like that actor that fought COVID for 90 days, lost a leg, lost his family, lost his life. And he's 41 years old. Are you kidding me?
Oh, the Broadway guy.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Reading that story, man, that's
heartbreaking.
Oh God.
Heartbreaking, bro. 41 years old, completely healthy. Because nobody knows how strong this thing is and what it'll do to you. Some people will get it, and they may not feel it. It's in and out of their system, and they're fine. And then somebody else has a different DNA, bro, and it cripples you. and it crushes you or kills you. Or you're like Rudy Gobert, you still can't taste. You're like Von Miller, you still have breathing problems. You know, defensive end with breathing problems, that's not good. I'm not sure if you guys know that, but it's not good not to be able to breathe. Did you know that?
I could attest firsthand.
Okay.
It's
asthma,
man,
something called asthma?
When I had my last lung infection 2 years ago, and this is like a month after I quit smoking cigarettes, to go to the hospital. Well, I went to the fire station first and got oxygen hooked up with my albuterol, my nebulizer machine, simultaneous. 2 or 3 hours later, they had to come and pick me up, take me to the hospital. I was in the ICU for 3. I told you, the doctors told me my lungs were working at 15% capacity. And they're like, we may have to put a hole and get an air hole into your lungs. I told them, make me Swiss cheese. You put as many holes as you got to. I want air. I need air. I want to stay alive.
Yep.
Bro, it is horrible to not be able to breathe. And the thing is, Von Miller does have asthma. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And asthma in the high altitude, oh, man, I can't. It's no wonder that guy lasts the whole game. 60 minutes playing at the speed that he does.
What did I see here that was kind of funny? I just saw in, let's see, Super Boom Shack goes, I only go out to fish and smoke cigars. Myron goes, I forgot. I smoke weed. So there you go. He's going to be able to, he'll never get COVID if he smokes weed. There's like 11 strands. Did you know there's like 11 strands of weed that kill the enzyme that it sticks to give you COVID? The avenue it gets to get to your body, there's 11 strands supposedly of marijuana that help you and will kill 80%. No, 70 to 80. That's what it was.
Yeah, 70
right. To 80% of your chances of getting COVID. So potheads everywhere.
I think they said the fatty outer lining tissue that the COVID does something to that fatty membrane that protects.
Yeah.
Have you read about how sneaky this thing is? That, like, our cells don't register that something's wrong, and it like hooks up and marries up to it, and then once it gets next to it and gets on it, then its spikes come out and takes over our good cells.
Right.
It is a sneaky bastard, man.
Yeah. And there's a story out there now that it didn't originate in China. There's I think it's a Yale professor that there was COVID traces all throughout the world in 2019, in Brazil and certain other areas that water or different places had the COVID already. So it was kind of in the background and it had always been there, and it kind of just resurfaced when there was the right temperatures or something like that. I forgot how they structured it, but supposedly also now they're saying that it really did not originate in China, that it was already kind of in place last year. So who knows, man? The one thing that I keep learning is that they don't know what the hell this is yet. And they're still learning how bad it is. Remember, they still don't know why it affects some people to the point that it kills them, and the other extreme that some people are like, what COVID? Huh? And so then obviously those kind of people are going to go, oh yeah, no, I went through nothing. I didn't even feel it. You know?
One thing we do know is
knows.
if you have any pre-existing condition, whatever it is, that's exactly where that thing's going to go and get.
Yes, and still there are some people that have had pre-existing conditions and it did nothing to them. If it was like a minor cold, in and out. It's unpredictable. It's completely unpredictable. That's the problem with this thing. All right, 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. You can also reach out to me on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. A little music news for you, since we always like throwing in a little music news. Today, in 1972, Paul McCartney and Wings made their live debut in France. It marked the singer's first live performance since the breakup of the Beatles. In 83 on this date, a lot of you will feel real old. If you didn't feel old in 72, you'll feel old in 83. The Police started an 8-week run on the top of the charts with Every Breath You Take. Okay? And in 1996, for the first time, Deep Purple played Smoke on the Water in the Swiss city that inspired it. The band wrote the song after surviving a fire in Montreux. The Inferno, which happened during a Frank Zappa show the guys were attending, destroyed the auditorium where they planned to record, so they were forced to the Cold Grand Hotel. In 1977, on this date, how about this? Elvis Costello quit his job at Elizabeth Arden Cosmetics to become a professional musician. How about that, dude? And in 1988, I had no idea, and I lived this. I love the song. I've seen the band about 15 times in concert, and I did not realize this stat. And you tell me if you realized it, because I knew it was big, but in 88, Cheap Trick had the #1 song in the country with The Flame, the only track to top the charts. I never knew it was the #1 hit in the country. I knew it was enormous. I love the video with the swinging lamps and all that stuff.
See, I'm all-time Dream Police, but She's Tight and that little.
Oh yes,
I have
and
that
the camera work with the legs. And
I had the lips.
Lips,
red lips. I mean, and just the way she.
But did you know this? Did you realize this?
No, but you know what? Look at every one of our rock, metal bands. What's their biggest song? Oh, every one of them.
Right
in the charts.
It's a ballad.
Van Halen, Jump.
Right.
Okay. Kiss, Beth. Iron Maiden, Home Sweet Home, and
Mötley Crüe. You mean
Mötley Crüe? Dude, it's the ballads.
Yeah, the ballads. But I did not know it was #1. When I read that today, I was wow. I didn't realize that it was
new info to me.
I maybe it's something we knew then and we didn't realize it or completely forgot about it.
Or as young as we were, it was that song. It's not better than this. You like the way I reared up. It's like a ballad again, man.
Yeah. So Elvis Costello stopped cosmetics and then became a Hall of Famer. That's pretty amazing. I don't know if he's in the Hall of Fame yet, but he should be. I don't know if he will be. I don't even know. I got to look it up. Look it up. Is Elvis Costello in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? I don't think he's been.
If we have a guess, it's going to be no, right?
Yeah,
because
I'm going to say no. I'm
going
to say no, but I would put him in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There's no doubt in my mind. By the way, the Rolling Stones have unveiled a new teaser to their song called Crisscross. The short clip posted to the band's official social media pages features quick flashes of series of images, including a sun-soaked sky, a woman in devil horns, and naked body lying face down in the bed. The accompanying caption reads, "Give me a crisscross mind." The teaser and upcoming full-length video were directed by Diana Kunst, the artist and filmmaker who had previously worked with Madonna, James Blake, and A$AP Rocky, among others. And they're also suggesting Crisscross could be an update of an outtake called Crisscross Man from sessions from 1973, Goat's Head Soup. And they've got the clip. You can check out the clip if you want. So the Stones could be releasing some new material down the line. You got the answer for me?
It says that he was inducted in 2003.
Nice.
Which,
all right, good.
But it does mention the Attractions.
Yeah, because that was his band initially. Yeah, it was Elvis Costello and the Attractions.
Is he in as Elvis Costello, or you know how there's some people that are in three times?
Well, no, because most of his big hits were all during that time. So yeah. So it's actually cool that he got in with the rest of the band. But Elvis Costello is Elvis Costello, bro. I mean, it's just, and he's one of those guys that I will admit.
I'm not a huge fan, but when we saw him open up for Steely Dan, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I got to catch him.
Early on, I wasn't a fan of his, but I became a big fan of his, and now I've seen him several times. He's one of those guys that grew on me, to be honest with you. I got to be brutally honest. Like in the early 80s, I was like,
I was there. I'm with you. Yeah.
But then it kind of started growing on me, and I started to appreciate him and his music and the way he structures his lyrics and everything. I just think he's a terrific lyricist too. So yeah, that to me it grew on me. But
You know that he's accomplished when, like, how many musicians and bands, like, incorporate some of his songs into their act, bring them up on stage. You know, that he's not, like, he's one of those artist guys.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
I mean, and like you said, back in the, you know who I liked more than him back in the day? Joe Jackson, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know?
I love Joe Jackson. I've always loved Joe Jackson. Let's see. What do we have here? Heard that Cali, Oregon, Washington want to approve laws that if you accidentally bump into someone in public, that they can sue you for COVID murder attempt because the states don't want to pay medical expenses. Well, listen, I don't know about that. That's kind of extreme. But I will say this. We need to charge people with assault, the ones that go and breathe on you on purpose. Okay? Just for the hell of it. Just because you got to teach people a lesson. Because, first of all, that's rude even without COVID. Okay? How are you going to go sneeze and breathe on somebody and cough on somebody? I mean, the other day, the lady did it to like a 2-year-old. Yeah, bro. I mean, give me a break. So she's like, oh, you guys are overreacting here. And she coughed on the 2-year-old. It's like, what's wrong with you? So, and maybe you don't get anything from it, but just, it's kind of like what I told you with the 400 idiots in the pool in the Ozarks. Like, I don't care about COVID. I see a pool with 400 people. Why am I going to go in there? Are you kidding me? That's disgusting. Just like coughing, sneezing, breathing on somebody like that on purpose. That's gross. With COVID now out there, yeah, I got no problem charging people. Okay?
If somebody did that to you,
we're
close to being up for murder charges, right?
We're fighting.
Attempted murder?
No, we're fighting. No, we're fighting. Yeah, you come and breathe on me and cough and sneeze on my ass. That's like spitting anyway. We're fighting. There's no difference. No difference. You might have shot, you were better off getting a loogie in because it would have been more satisfying with you because that way at least you can take that with you when I give you your ass kicking. You know, that's all. So, you know, that's the only way I would look at it. But
You're going to throw some droplets, make them thick.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you better because I'm going to make you pay. That's for sure. That's disgusting, bro. That's gross. Really is. Did you see John Morant? John Morant is this kid that, well, one I love because I got him as a keeper for 2 more years, and it was great. So I'm happy there. But no, really, seriously, John Morant has shown incredible leadership, has shown that he can take over a team as a baby, okay, because this kid's a baby. Also, throughout this 4 months, he put 12 pounds of muscle on. He kind of took the 4 months off and used it as the NBA offseason. And now the rest of this, what's left of this, season tournament, it's like his second season. Him and Zion, I give Zion, you watch Zion, he looked a lot more cut up now, right? Zion always looked like he was like the baby fat kid. Not fat, but he had that layer of baby fat. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Everybody goes through it. And you just saw what happened that over the last 4 months, Zion must have been working out because his arms were cut up and he looked good. And John Morant also did the same thing. Here's a kid that leads. Here's the other thing I love about John Morant. He is great for the league because he's a kid that brings a lot of excitement. He's active on social media. He'll bust the balls of players that are, veterans and all. He'll challenge guys. He doesn't back down from anybody. He'll dunk on you in a game. Well, John Morant went out and bought his dad a brand new car. The 20-year-old posted a video to present his pops on Wednesday with a vehicle. It's a Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat, which goes 0 to 60 in about 3.6 seconds. The ride has 700 horsepower. It cost anywhere between $30,000 and $70,000 with all the bells and whistles. I'm going to go that he got the old man, the one that's in the 60, 70 range. Okay, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say
you can take that car out to a NASCAR race and compete. Maybe not with the Sunday drive ones, but the Saturday cars he would compete with them.
Yeah, for about a lap, and then he'll end up in the wall. But anyway, so I just this kid is likable at every level. And listen, you always want to know who are the next guys, who are the guys that are going to be carrying this league and representing the league, and not just representing the league as a player, but also in public and on social media. And this kid's awesome. I don't think Zion's very active publicly and on social media. He's just like a good kid and kind of minds his own business. But Ja is a lot more active, and he's out there, and he's all over social media. And he's more of like the younger players nowadays, and smart too. I just, it's something to admire, and it's cool to see that a kid like that, gets it and is willing to take care of his dad. You know what I mean? I like that.
If I remember correctly, you were more of long-term career.
Him over Zion.
Than Zion.
Yes, still am.
The injury.
Only injury. That's the only thing I worry about with Zion.
Right.
He does have to improve his shot, and I don't know if he'll ever become a decent shooter from outside, but he's such a force. There's no doubt the kid can play and dominate. But I'm worried about his body. And now if this is the path he's going to choose now, I said it the other day that when I saw the new Zion, I said, if he's going to do this, then I'm going to be wrong about him maybe being injury prone. But I'm still going to take Ja Morant over him. Ja Morant does everything, bro. He runs your team. He can defend. He can score. He can shoot. I love Ja Morant, man.
Caught him in a couple interviews, man.
Likable, isn't he?
Totally, yeah, man.
Likable.
Awesome.
Really likable. Really likable. I like that, man. He's a good kid. Raheem Mostert. This is a very interesting situation because Raheem has been a special teamer in his career, but he busted out as a running back last year and had a hell of a year. Had 220 yards and 4 touchdowns in the NFC Championship game over the Packers. And so now Brett Tessler and the player, they want a trade, okay? This past year, he rushed for 772 yards and 8 touchdowns on 137 carries. So that's a hell of a clip for him. He signed the 3-year, $8.7 million deal before the 2019 season, but now he feels like he's worth more. And guess what? He probably is worth a little more. But there's a problem. There's a problem for Raheem Mostert. He plays running back. He plays the position that's been most devalued in all of pro sports. Hockey, basketball, football, baseball, and soccer. There is no sport, there's no position, I'm not talking about the money, because obviously some football running backs make more money than some other guys in other sports. Of course, I know that. But I'm talking about the position itself, the value of it. It is the position that's probably considered the most replaceable. Okay? And the problem is that Raheem Mostert had 770 yards in a short amount of time and had a great playoff run and an incredible NFC Championship game. But there isn't a track record of that. There isn't a track record of that. Even when he was in college, he wasn't a dominant player. And he wasn't dominant last year. He just had a nice run. And so if you're the Niners, you've got 2 more years on his contract. Why the hell would you pay him an extension now? What you do is you make him the featured back again this year, okay? Because he wasn't the featured back to start the year. You had 3 backs. He kind of elevated himself to being that guy. But that doesn't mean because you did it for for half a season, let's say, doesn't mean you can do it again and again and again for complete seasons. So if you're the Niners, there's no reason to give him money until he proves it again. And even when he proves it again, here's the problem, ladies and gentlemen. Did you see what happened with Todd Gurley? Have you seen what's gone on with Le'Veon Bell? Right? Did you watch what happened with Devonta Freeman? All of these are contracts that are no longer, those players are either too injured, not playing up to snuff, and that could be Le'Veon Bell's fault or the Jets or whatever. But the bottom line is he's not giving you the value of the contract. And Devonta Freeman got released, and so did Todd Gurley. And they had to find new homes because they had to get rid of those contracts. And that's exactly what they did. And so if you're Raheem Mostert, are you Saquon Barkley? Are you Zeke Elliott? You're not that guy. And I'm not talking about, I know Zeke's a knucklehead at times, but I'm just talking about elite player at that position. There's only a couple of them now. And if you're going to take the chance and give somebody the money, you do it with Todd Gurley, and look what happens. So what's Raheem Mostert? And that's where I feel bad for Brett Tesler, and I feel bad for Raheem because he is playing the wrong position to gain a lot of respect. Because the only way you gain that kind of respect and that kind of response from the front office is when you're Saquon or you're Zeke, that your talent is so elite that you are the best player on the team. Right? As if we look at the Giants, who's the best player on the team? It's probably Saquon Barkley. Right? Cowboys. You could argue Zeke Elliott might be the best player. They got a couple other really good players, but Zeke could be just as important or bigger than them.
Zeke is, like they say, the straw that
stirs the drink.
Yeah, man.
Right. I mean,
if you take, it's kind of like back in the day. If you take Emmett out of the Cowboys back there, it's a different team, man.
Right. Yeah. Because Emmett was special. Yeah, he had a great line, but he was special. He was special at Florida. He was special at Escambia High. He owned the high school record.
I don't say he took it away from Herschel Walker, right?
Well, yeah, but somebody took it away from him also now. I forgot when it happened in the last 10 years or something. But somebody did break his record, and then he was exceptional in Florida. He was a dominant player in Florida, and then he was dominant in the NFL. That's what I always love about people when they say, well, Emmett had a great line, and like he was a product of the line. Yeah. He was also a great player that made that line. Okay? Because the track record says Emmett was great at Florida and Emmett was great at Escambia High. So the guy was great, period. Let's not take away anything. The guy was always great. Always great. That's why Jimmy Johnson drafted his ass. He knew he was great.
I will say that if Walter Payton and Barry Sanders start off with the same offensive line that Emmett started, Emmett would still have to be playing football, though. Correct?
Yeah.
Because both those guys didn't have offensive lines. At the end, the last 5-6 years, Peyton did. But those first 10 years, he had no off. It was just him. I do believe that.
By the way, I got to find this soundbite. Man of 1,005 holds says, John Morant is cool. I forgot who interviewed him, but they asked him if he wanted to be the best point guard in the NBA. And he said, no. I want to be the best point guard. So there you go. I like it. That's cool. Yeah, the kid's got that it factor. It's just
exactly what I was thinking.
He's just got it.
I've seen like 3 interviews, and he's smooth, man.
Yeah,
he is.
Yeah. Let's take a quick break. 2 hours are down. We'll come back on the other side. If you want to get in, you can reach out to us on the accidentlawfirm.com text line 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. You can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Back with more.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million, whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com. a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021. At Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
All right, we're back. Yeah, I see somebody was putting the Nashville SC withdrawing. That was kind of expected already. I didn't I tell you, like, I told you they were.
I didn't tell anybody. I want you to know.
I told them a day ago that they were withdrawing because I knew they were withdrawing.
You told us you told us 2 days ago.
2 days ago,
right before we were leaving.
Yeah,
is when you found out.
I knew that they were going to. I knew they were going to withdraw. I knew it wasn't official yet, but I knew that it was coming. They had no choice. So they lose two teams now with Dallas and now Nashville.
But doesn't that help the structure? Like now you've got everybody playing within their group, the 3 games, right? To get out of group.
Yeah, but we got to win, bro.
Oh, no. Well,
if we want to advance, even if it's a smaller group now because Nashville was in our group,
right?
You still.
There were supposed to be 3, and then what they were going to do is take all the third-place teams from the 4s and the fourth-place team from our 6 and put them together, and then those best 3 came out of that to make it 16. They still have to get it to 16, right, from 22, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so there'll be some third-place teams that will get in so that you have the bright bracketing, okay, for the knockout round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, we need a win, man. Yeah. We need a win and to score. How about you know what? Because of the goal differential coming into play, how about a 3-0 win?
Right.
That would be perfect.
Hey, listen, bro.
That'll give us the 1 extra goal differential.
Yes.
Yes.
I just want to win right now. You're going to extreme now, 3-0. You know
man, if you're going to dream big, bro.
They're 0-3 right now. I just need a win right now. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want right now. Give me a damn win.
And the consolation prize that they were in all 3 games, man, to come up short on all 3, that doesn't matter.
Yeah. Did you guys see this? I had no idea that Josh Gordon got a Super Bowl ring from the Patriots.
I did see something about it. I was in shock.
Well, he's also now going to sell it in an upcoming memorabilia auction with Heritage Auctions. It says Gordon was suspended during the 2018 season and did not play in Super Bowl 53. The Patriots still issued him a ring because he contributed to the team during the regular season. So Gordon is now selling the ring, perhaps needing the money because he has lost millions of dollars in salary for his repeated suspensions for violations of the league's substance abuse policy. And I told you guys this the last time this story came out, not this specifically, but he's already filed for reinstatement again. And I'm pretty consistent about this. When I was a kid, I was disgusted that baseball and the Yankees gave Steve Howe about 86 chances. And back in those days, I mean, you're doing cocaine. It's like, man, that's like a big, I mean, it's a big thing anyway. But back in those days, that was, and I know that at that time, it was snowing in a lot of places anyways. I get it because it's the 80s. But my point is, I'm pretty consistent about this. I was disgusted with Steve Howe in those days. I'm disgusted with Josh Gordon. Not the fact that they have addiction issues. I feel bad for them that they have addiction issues and they need help. But at one point or another, you have made enough mistakes that you have to tell a person, enough. There's no more here. We're not doing this anymore. Okay? Go, straighten out your life. It's kind of like, remember, I just told you about the tweet from last night. The guy, I just wanted one night with no politics and sports. I go, well, yeah, I want one night where kids don't starve and women don't get beaten and there's no anti-Semitism and no hate and no police brutality. I can't get that, right? For one night. I'd rather have a great world. This guy just wants his football or his soccer or whatever without kneeling. You know what I mean? That's the worst thing that happens in his world. That's what bothers him. Oh, this is what bothers me. You know, and if you screwed up and you failed 6, 7, 8 drug tests, how's your job going to treat you? You're not going to be working for them. You won't be working for them after the second one. You might get a break on the first one. Okay? There's a good chance you'll get a break. Everybody will understand we're all human beings. We have weaknesses. We give in to them, whatever. But over and over and over and over again. And I'm not going to make fun of him for selling the ring or anything like that. God bless him, man. If he has an opportunity to sell the ring, he didn't really earn that ring anyway. So sell the ring, make some money, dude. Go ahead. There's probably a Pats fan somewhere that wants the ring just so they can have a Patriots ring, and they'll pay good money for it. And, hey, God bless you, man. I just hope you use that money to straighten out your life is what you need. Because the idiots that are in football, the morons that follow football and feel this way are completely clueless. Oh, he needs football in his life. No, he doesn't. No. He needs to eliminate drugs and alcohol from his life. Because it's not just weed either, folks. Okay? He's been nailed with all kinds of alcohol and drugs, not just weed. If weed was his only problem, it wouldn't be a problem. Okay? So this guy's got deep issues. He needs to focus on him. He cannot handle pressure on top of his addictions. You put people in those situations like him, he is too weak mentally to handle football along with his addictions. I would counter that football brings on his addictions because he has yet to prove that football is the panacea. Okay? There are some people that can prove to you that if they can do this, it helps them stay away from this. He has never proven that. Every time he's associated with football, he's associated with drugs and alcohol. So at one point, you have to have some respect for your league. And that's the problem with the NFL. You know, you got no respect for your league. You keep giving people that don't deserve chances over and over again. And it's a joke, man. In real life, they don't give you 7 chances. You get 1 maybe. That's it. Take advantage of it. Do the right thing. Straighten yourself out. Josh Gordon needs to work only on himself. He can't have those kind of other pressures. He can't handle it. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. You can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Remember, the email Orlando at Big O Radio Show. That's the other way that you can get in. Big O would not believe how many Washington fans I've been debating with about how vile the nickname is. It blows my mind how many people are so attached to the name Redskins. As always, I love your honesty and objectivity, Ron in Michigan. Ron, the problem is that those people only care about their football. They're Neanderthals. They can't rise above the knuckleheadedness of just sports. And I love sports, right? I do. I love sports, but I can separate the two. I can compartmentalize. And they can't. And to them, the name is sacred to them because that's what they've grown up with. But it's a derogatory name. And so it's time to change it. And we have come to a point where that is no longer. We are not going to just keep watching somebody get beat. We are no longer going to just keep walking and watching the cops brutally beat somebody else. We're no longer just going to stand there and you call a team something that is derogatory towards somebody else, towards a group. We're not going to do that anymore. We're going to listen to women when they say, I have been abused. I have been mistreated. We're going to do more of that now than we ever have. So we're not looking the other way anymore. I give you guys the example every time. You have, I have, he has, everybody has a racist uncle, aunt, grandmother, grandfather, father, mother, older brother, whatever, friend. They're just like that. That's how it's always, you're not going to change their ways. That is gone too. And now you will be held accountable, just like that reporter yesterday that says something stupid and says something insensitive. Because what? We're going to make up the George Floyd situation? We're going to make up this whole what's going on? Like, how many videos do you need to see of racist acts? Thank the Lord we all have cameras with our phones. That's been awesome. It's been disturbing.
That's a big component of why things are changing, man.
That's right.
Straight up.
Technology has helped it all. Jesse in Minneapolis is saying, Orlando, I'm feeling AC/DC's jailbreak. COVID locking us up. Yeah, I know.
Oh, by the way,
Well, we could go Thin Lizzy, right, with Jailbreak also?
Yes.
That's a good song, too.
Yeah, it is.
Actually. So, yeah.
By the way, AB getting word that Josh Gordon has a ring. He wants a ring.
Yeah.
For at least participation.
That's right. Let's see. Dougie Fresh says, your mention of racism in Latinos is important. As you said, George Floyd became the preamble of many necessary conversations that are being born, some that have been dormant and undisturbed for generations. As a youngster, being biracial, Mexican and white, I would see the world as binary, this or that. Here are the white people and here are the people of color. As I grew up, I learned that there was racism among Latinos too. Oh, hell yeah, dude. What? It seemed like that group, that the groups that were darker or had a more native look were often at the bottom, othered and focused on jokes. No doubt. This is called colorism. Blanco, indio, trigueño, mulata. Perhaps a simple reminder will move us all forward. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Keep it coming, oh. There you go. Nice job as always, Dougie Fresh. You, sir, are an exceptional contributor to the show every single time. Thank you. Thank you for your logic. So it's, you know, this is just a time where it's a tough time. You know, like I said, I don't know, a week or two ago, it's a really uncomfortable time for the racist. Because now that they're being exposed, you know, racists used to be able to get away with all this crap, right? Now they're getting videotaped. Now they're getting exposed, and they don't like it. They don't like it. And they don't like that people are losing their jobs. Did you see that guy that went crazy on Costco? In Costco at that lady? He lost his job right away. Technology has been an incredible assistant to shedding light on the hate that we have in this country and in this world. Because it's happening in France, it's happening in England, it's happening in Mexico, it's happening in Brazil. Why? Because black people have been abused, whether they're American, whether they're Latin, whether they're French, it doesn't matter. And so the beauty is we're all kind of coming together way more than we ever have. That's why when you get the Deshaun Jackson comments, they are disappointing and disruptive, but you can't allow the ignorance to get you off track in doing the right thing. Okay? If Deshaun wants to spew hate, let him go, bro. Let him go. Let him go. Okay? The dude at the top in Washington does it all the time. So it's all the same. It's, you know, you can't allow these people to get in the way of doing what's right. And that's the beauty of what's changed now in this country. Finally, we're doing what's right in a lot of places. And we're getting rid of some of this stuff. And it's getting exposed. And younger, remember I've said this many times, the Generation Zs and the Millennials, they are more accepting of each other and their nationalities and their sexualities and all that than we are. My generation, older generations, there's a ton of bias and a ton of hate. But as we're getting older and dying off, and the younger people are growing from the teens, the 20s, and the 30s, and the 40s, these are the people that are a little bit more progressive. These are the people that are more objective about what's going on. And they're also not tolerating all of this anymore. Because they look at it and they say, this is not the right way to treat women. The anti-Semitism is not the right. Anything that Hitler ever said is not to be quoted, not to be ever shared, not to be, you want to learn it from the history books? Then that's fine. You can learn what kind of an evil SOB that guy was. You can go to the history books. But he's not to be used as any kind of an example for good in any way, shape, or form. Anybody that assassinated 6 million Jews cannot be ever held in any kind of honor whatsoever. You'll never find a Cuban person that will like Kaepernick because you wore a Fidel shirt, bro. You can't expect anybody in the Jewish community to accept you when you're using Hitler. And if you're going to use Fidel Castro, well, then, my brother, you're going to lose everybody on that island and everybody that's from that island on this island or in this world. That's just the way it is. We can't allow people to derail us from doing what's right because we have people that want to divide us. I mean, think about it. The president calls the Black Lives Movement, what was it? A hateful organization. First of all, I don't even want to look at it as an organization. I'm looking at it as people. That's who I'm fighting for human beings. That's what the Black Lives Matter movement means to me. It's about human beings that I'm fighting for. I'm not fighting for an organization. I'm fighting for human beings to be treated equally. That's where the guy at the top completely loses it. Instead of going after, if there's one or two twisted people, whatever. Let's go with all the great people that are there that we need to help and defend and treat equally. That's why Deshaun Jackson doesn't help when he's quoting Hitler, even though it was a fake Hitler quote, but it's still Hitler. You're not going to get anywhere with a message from Hitler. Are you kidding me? We got to, it's just, there's too much ignorance in the world. But the beauty is the ignorance is getting exposed. And now that it gets exposed, we now get a chance to get rid of it. John Rouse is in the house with a little love on the super chat. Fire away. And he says, how's it going?
I know that, dude.
Where'd you get this?
Super chats.
Oh, gnarly.
Awesome. Totally awesome.
Thank you, John. Appreciate you. Sent in the sticker, too.
We definitely know that dude.
Yes, we know that dude. We know that dude. Rouse is in the house, baby, all the time. Anyway, let me see what else we got on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. By the way, if you want to get in, it's 786-322-1105. You can also reach out to us on Twitter. Also, Twitter. What do we see here? Wait a minute. I think I saw some note come across. And I wonder what the hell did I just see there? Is it anything big? Oh, okay, no. All right. There you go. But you can also reach out to us on Twitter, by the way, at Big O Show. And some of you are now using the email. Orlando at Big O Radio Show is the other way that you can get in and reach out to us and tell us what's on your mind. Send us a picture, video, all that good stuff, which we always appreciate.
Are you getting buried and swimming in emails, man?
No, not a ton, but we get more and more every day. So it's pretty cool that people are using it. Really, the accidentlawfirm.com text line is really the main one.
The go-to.
That's the one because everybody's got it in their phones and they just send me a message.
They're just sending you the videos and the special little extra nuances.
Right. The stuff they can't send on regular text or Twitter or something, they send it to me over there. So there we go.
Hey, did you?
By the way, Armando Salguero just tweeted out that Devontae Parker blocked you. So I guess Salguero can't be. Devontae Parker doesn't want anything to do with Armando Salguero. Okay. All right. Well, that's how it goes. Does he have me blocked too? I wonder if he has me blocked.
Why would he? I mean, that would be kind of ridiculous. You've done nothing but back him the last year since he deserves some backing.
Yeah, no, but he was
prior to that, he's
kind of a sensitive guy. So I don't know.
Well, they say he actually is an introvert in the way that he came out this last year.
Well, yeah,
it's a total different character.
Yes.
For him.
Yes. I would agree with that. I would definitely agree with that. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can. Okay, there we go. And no, he hasn't blocked me. I follow him, but he doesn't block me.
You know what is bizarre? You think of what are the two most egotistical positions in all of sports? Wide receiver, cornerback.
Yes.
Secondary
divas.
Guy, right?
Yes. Divas. Yes.
And to have one that is an introvert.
Right. Well, I don't think he's that anymore.
He definitely came out.
I think he
He's
came
like,
out of his
you
shell
know, and-
because confidence, bro.
Yeah.
He lost
Yes.
confidence with all the injuries and with all the not living up to his own expectations. Forget us. Devontae Parker, I'm sure, thought he was a badass from the get-go, like he was at Louisville, and thought it was going to translate, which is what I thought was going to happen. And I'm sure with the unfortunate, injury after injury, and then taking a toll on you and not being able to perform, and you're a first-round pick, and everybody wants you to perform, and you're not, and it's a pain in the ass. It sucks. And you would figure that would, take over in the confidence he lost. And then last year, you could tell that I don't know what they did in the offseason, which again goes a credit to that coaching staff. They made him feel comfortable. They made him feel wanted because obviously they gave him a contract. They wanted him to come back. That in itself, I think that was like, okay, well, this guy wants me. They believe in me. Now let me do my part. And all of a sudden, he's actually, gone to the next level, which I got to give him a lot of credit for that.
Amazing what some success will do for you.
Yes, you are correct. UFC's Mike Perry. Well, he pulled a Conor McGregor by punching an old man. TMZ obtained the police report. Cops say the man who was punched in the video appeared to be unconscious when they arrived. A witness told them the victim had smacked his head against the concrete after he was punched. The victim was transported to a nearby hospital and later spoke to cops, but said he was experiencing memory problems due to the injury and didn't remember the punch or aftermath. Sounds to me like he's building up a case. Cops also spoke with Perry, who insisted he was just trying to leave the restaurant peacefully, but people were putting hands on me as I was trying to leave the building. Perry admits to getting physical with multiple people, but he insists he was only reacting after others had touched him first, including the man he knocked down on the video. Now, a witness told police that during the altercation at Perry's table, the UFC fighter struck a woman who was ID'd as a friend of Perry's girlfriend. Unclear if she was injured in the incident. Platinum Mike Perry, a star in the UFC, punched an elderly man in the face at a Texas restaurant on Tuesday night. That's what ends up happening. In the video, by the way, you can see people, including Perry's girlfriend, are trying to get Mike to leave the restaurant, but he won't go peacefully and drops several N-bombs on the way out. It does appear the N-word was directed at any black people in the restaurant. Perry is known to casually throw the word around in daily conversation. Okay? As Perry and his girlfriend left the dining area and walked outside, several men followed him out, and things escalated. One of the older men got too close to Perry, and Mike swung, connecting with a haymaker from his right hand. The older man went down and we're told was later transported to a hospital. As for Perry, he sat down on a ledge and challenged witnesses to call police, which they did. When cops arrived, we told the report was taken, but Perry was not arrested. We're still trying to get more info from law enforcement. He's 14-6, so he's not like this incredible fighter. You've lost 6 times. He can't be that great, but dangerous to have a guy like that out in the street. And if he has rage, now, again, I got to see the video. We got to know all of it, but knocking out an old man.
Pretty good impersonation of Conor McGregor, though.
Yes, an exceptional one. Myron, by the way, chimes in with another super chat. Thank you, Myron. Appreciate you.
Wow.
Recent research has shown
super chat.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, you're getting focused on all the wrong sort of details here. You need to forget about all the normal rules that apply in society.
Wasted no time. Super chat. I thought it was really, 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 really cool.
You should all be very proud of yourself.
I have no response.
Super chat.
That was perfect.
Thank you, Myron. Appreciate you, my brother. He says, which is your favorite festival? For me will always be Lollapalooza and Ultra. Well, I can like Ultra because that's, the EDM stuff. That's really not the music I'm into. Lollapalooza is phenomenal. I can't, my problem with that question, Myron, I haven't been to enough festivals to say and compare which one I like more. You know what I'm saying? And so I can tell you that my experience at Rockville was amazing. That might be one of my favorite festivals I've been to, but I've never been to the Download Festival. I've never been to Rock and Rio, Rocklahoma. The one in Kentucky, what's it called, Bourbon and whatever. There's some really good ones that I haven't been to, so I have to kind of plead ignorance in that case. But I can tell you at least that over the years, my favorite festival that I've been to has been Rockville. A couple years ago, those 3 days were freaking heaven, dude. You know,
yeah, it's kind of a bonus when you meet all the bands.
True. Well, not all. We met some bands. Okay?
Well,
you know,
I
some
exaggerated
bands.
just a touch.
Hey.
Okay,
All
hold on.
right. The wind came through. So there you go. So luckily, it's just it's nothing that can really hurt you. I did meet Greta, so that was good. I met Texas Hippie Coalition. You know, there were several bands that I did meet. Them Evils, Butcher Babies. What else did I met several bands that weekend, and that was cool. I will admit, I loved it, man. I'll go at Rockville, but my problem, Myron, is I haven't been to a ton of festivals. I've only been to a few. You know?
Do you remember the first one we went to, man? Down there at Bayfront Park, we caught the Fix and a bunch of those 80 bands.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think we were still in high school, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was probably our first, right?
That was probably one of them, yeah.
No, and it wasn't Bayfront. It's the Bicentennial.
Yeah, I mean,
where the old Miami Grand Prix racetrack.
Yeah.
That was where we were at.
I mean, the Rock Super Bowls had a run in the Orange Bowl that were really, really good. The Van Halen Metallica one was still a historic one.
You know, it's probably, I'll tell you the one that would be if you had gone, the US Festival.
Oh, yeah. That would have been my favorite. That way, I think I've seen as many videos that I've watched of the US Festival. It's just, I always tell my wife, man, this is the one hole in my heart. It's like, that's the one event that I missed that I'm like, I had to go and I didn't. Kills me that I didn't go to the US Festival. That is, I mean, Live Aid was the other one that I wanted to go to, but definitely the US Festival. Oh, that would have been amazing.
We at least got to watch it live.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
3 continents. That was actually really, what was it, Genesis? Was it Genesis that did the
Phil Collins.
Phil. Okay, Phil.
Not Genesis. It was Phil. Phil did it.
3 different continents in one day.
Yeah, yeah. Phil's the one that did that. Because he was on a roll as a solo artist at that time. It was just exploding.
To
dude.
this day, Genesis and ex-members, they hold that record for 8 songs in the top 40 between Peter Gabriel, Mike and the Mechanics, Phil, and then Genesis themselves.
Right.
8 of the, that's 25%.
That's awesome.
Of the top 40 was owned by Genesis.
Yep. No, I'm with you. Does the Kentucky Festival play all kinds of music? No, I think it's a rock one, Dean. I'm pretty sure it's rock. I'm almost like 90% sure it's rock. Oh, I saw Tom Morello at Ultra last year. He was amazing. Really? What the hell's he doing there? I've seen like New Order go. I didn't know Tom Morello would go.
Well, remember Tommy Lee played drums for Deadmau5,
Yeah, but
man.
but he's into that music. He has a band.
And I wish you
what's
would
it called?
get it.
Six something or
Yes.
what's it called? Myron, you probably know what's Nikki Sixx's band's name. Six something or I forgot. But yeah, it's just I never really expect any rock acts to be at Ultra. But then again, look, Myron, you love the music from Ultra, the EDM stuff. I can't pay $300 to go see Tom Morello for 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Or even 20 minutes or an hour. If I'm going to pay the amount of money that go to Ultra, I have to like a lot of the music in it. You know what I mean? But that's probably why you can enjoy that because, you know, you like that music. I cannot get into EDM. I just cannot. You know, what can I tell you?
It's so new. It's got the New Order, Yaz, like it's very 80s, man. I still can't understand why you can't just get, because some songs it's right there, like literally. M83 has so much stuff that has that New Order, Yaz, you know, type of sound to it. Let's say dancey alternative.
All right, let's do this. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side right here from Toyota of Hollywood.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
6 a.m. There you go. Thank you, Ray. Appreciate you. 6 a.m. That is the band right there. It's a beautiful thing. All right, welcome back. Super Boom Shack says, Byron, I saw the Fix here in Orlando a couple years ago. You know what? I was supposed to be at that concert. A couple years ago is 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, I think you're talking about. And I was supposed to be there, and then I got the I didn't get a heart attack. I had the heart issue, and I had to go to the hospital, and I missed out on seeing the Fix in Orlando, I believe, in Clearwater, and in Pompano Beach, in Palm Beach, I think it was. I had 3 Fix concerts I was going to during that time. It was I want to say it was in November or December, I want to say. It was in one of those hospital stays. I think it was December. I bet you when you saw that Super Boom Shack, it was around December 3 years ago or November. One of the two. I bet you. Yeah, he says Christmas time. Told you. That's when I was in the hospital. I was in the hospital in November for the first deal for my heart. They put 2 stents in one or 3 stents in one. And then they said, all right, we're going to let you recover, wait a couple of weeks, and then we'll put the other stent, and we'll put it in the other artery. And so I was so clogged up with that other artery that within like a week, I was already having, chest pains again and all that stuff. And they were like, no, we got to get you in right away. And it's like, dude, why didn't you just do it all at once? Well, it's a lot of trauma, a lot of people. And I'm like, do you see me struggling or something? Just do it already, bro. Let's go. If I can't do it, if I can't hack it, I'll tell you I can't hack it. But get it done. I remember when I went to take out my molars, I remember the doctor, well, we'll do 2 trips. I go, no, dude, you're not doing 2 trips. I'm not coming here twice. I'm here once. Pull out all 4, bro. Okay? Let's go. Then he tells me that I can't do any exercise, and I go have sex and play basketball. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. I mean, give me a break.
I have to say, last time we saw the Fix.
Bro, I went to 2 concerts with all kinds of pain. Our last concert.
Oh, the UFO? Yeah, you were.
I can tolerate, bro. I'm good.
It was a nice little trick that the Fix played on us that night. You remember?
Oh, yes.
Opinions.
Yes.
And we're singing along, and he stopped singing and left us out there.
Well, he wanted to see if
exposed.
anybody knew that song, and it was like, because that's such a rare. Most people don't know the song Opinions from the Fix. They just know one thing leads to another. They know the basic songs that everybody else does.
He left us out there exposed, bro.
Yeah, and we closed it.
Yeah, no, we did, and everybody laughed. It was, everybody's like, hey, the guy's over there in the second row.
That's
know
it,
the words.
Damn right. Lisa Rose says, I had tickets to the Tortuga Festival in Fort Lauderdale this spring, so disappointed not being able to go to that. Good festival, too. I've been wanting to go to that one and check it out. I've never gone to the Tortuga Festival, and I always hear good things about it. Never been to it. I should go one day.
Is that the one that I think ZZ Top was a couple years ago?
Not sure. But it's a mix. They have country.
Yes.
They have a little rock. Yeah. A little pop, I think, also. I think that's kind of what they mix. I think it's country, little rock, a little pop. I want to say, am I right, Lisa? Right? It's kind of that mix. Country, then rock, then pop, or something like that. I think it's something like that. I don't think they have any kind of Y100 music or something like that. But I think it's that style overall.
Isn't Y100 pop though?
Yeah, but not like it's not like
it's bubblegum pop.
Yeah, not that. I don't think the Tortuga's like that. So that's where I would tell you. Anyway, 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. You can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always, because as you know, that's a 24-hour talk show. Michael Beasley I thought by now he ran out of opportunities, right, on this. I had no idea that you can still do this if you're Michael Beasley. Did you know that, the Brooklyn Nets have lost like 8,000 players? Okay, at this point, I know they're trying to sign Bill to play small forward, and he's kind of, negotiating right now with them. So they are going to be without Teron Prince, Kevin Durant, Kyrie, I am crazy, Earth is flat, Irvin, DeAndre Jordan, Spencer Dinwiddie, Wilson Chandler, Nick Claxton, all are out, okay? Now they've agreed to a deal with Jamal Crawford, are working on deals, and working on a deal with Beasley, with Michael Beasley. There's only one problem with the Michael Beasley acquisition. He would have to serve a 5-game suspension for violating the league's drug policy last year. Now, I thought this dude had failed so many drug tests at this point that the next one would just have him like banned from the NBA. Hey, listen, it's weed, so I think it's a joke anyways if it's weed, because that's kind of what he's always been labeled. He's not Josh Gordon. Josh has had all kinds of other drugs. This kid, it's been weed all the time. And so to me, he should have never even been suspended because most of the league smokes, but he's just stupid that, hey, listen, we're going to have a rookie symposium, you may not want to smoke. Hey, we're going to have the draft, you may not want to smoke. Hey, you get tested once a year in the NBA, you may not want to smoke before. But obviously, Michael Beasley broke all of those rules and then put himself in the drug program. The funny part is that the NFL and the NBA, they do everything to tell you, yo, this is when you smoke weed. This is when you don't. And like, it's like, just, hey, this month, stay away from weed. We're going to test you. And then the next 11 months, you can be like John Bender. Smoke it up, Johnny. Is it John Bender? Is it John?
John Bender, yes.
It is John.
My dad grabbed me by the shirt, said, hey, smoke up, Johnny. It was a banner
Smoke
here
up, Johnny.
at the Bender house.
Yes. She said Luke Bryan, Keith Urban, Tim McGraw were headlining. A lot of up-and-coming artists, too, like Kelsey Ballerini, John Party, Morgan Wallen, Chris Lane, Cole Swindle, and Jordan Davis. So it seems mostly country. I thought I've seen like some rock acts in there too. Not like major, but some rock acts in there. I thought I'd seen that. Maybe I'm wrong, Lisa. But I knew it had a heavy country flavor. There's no doubt about that. I want to go to that festival one day.
You've been wanting to get more into the modern country?
Yes, definitely.
This is right up your alley then, buddy.
But this is funny how Michael Beasley he still has like chances left. Like it's amazing. I thought that dude had flunked 800 drug tests already at this point. I mean, I look at Michael Beasley like he's just a ginormous walking joint that can dribble a basketball.
Is he not the highest pick we've ever selected, right? Number 2?
Yeah.
That is the highest pick ever we've had.
Yeah, and Cycli wasn't even a high pick.
No,
he was like 12 or 13 or something.
No. I think he was 6
and Wade was 5.
He was 6 or 7. Rice was in that area.
No, Rice was 4.
Rice was 4. Then
Rice was 4.
Then that was because we got stuck in that rut. And we got J.R. Reed. There we had that run where we were like 4, 5, 6, 7 in that area. And it was the same small forward, off guard type guy.
Yeah, I don't no.
But Cycli was
Beasley,
5, 6, 7. He was in that area as well.
I thought he was later than that. I thought he was like 12 or 13.
No,
look it up.
Because he was our first pick.
Yeah,
it was our first rookie pick, and it was like 5, 6, or 7.
I think they were a rookie pick, but I think they picked like right after the lottery. I want to say that.
No.
Maybe. Look it up. I might be wrong. But I think Beasley is our highest pick at number 2. And then it would be Rice at 4 and Wade at 5. I think that's how it goes. Not sure. But yeah, I think that's the case. Anyway, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to me on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there. Remember, you can reach out. The 9th pick. He was taken in the 9th pick in the first round of the 88 draft. Okay? There you go. What? Yep, 9th pick. All right, it wasn't 12.
For some reason, I thought.
Yeah. No, I remember it was a later first round. It wasn't as early as I thought it would be. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We did well with that power forward turning into a center. We did very well with that.
I like Cycli. I thought Cycli was a really good pick overall, man. He really worked hard. What's it called? Mahomes, did you see what he did? He, by the way, rented a private jet to go take a golf outing after inking a monster deal. Him and Travis Kelce, since he signed this $503 million contract, the Chiefs superstar was touched down in Lake Tahoe on Wednesday, and he and Kelce shared a ride together before the duo hit a celeb tournament at Edgewood Tahoe Golf Course this weekend for the famous American Century Championship. Mahomes looked to be in good spirits and getting off the plane. He posed for some of the pics, then hopped onto a Coors Light-themed shuttle bus. And then Pat got every reason to celebrate this week, as you all know, as he signed the biggest contract. Now, that's living like a G. You like sign your $500 million contract, you rent a plane and go out golfing and hanging out with your buddy. It's a beautiful thing, bro.
I was going to say, like, a big thing would be getting a limo. No.
Yeah.
Let's rent a Learjet.
That's right. That's right.
That's got to be really cool.
Hey, when you got that kind of money, bro, you know, it's good for him, man. I think that's super cool that you get to do that. I mean, listen, you got the money. Now, I was thinking, just be safe whenever you're going to this golf tournament. You know, wear a mask, bro. Keep away from people. Your team needs you,
know
bro.
what?
I'm not a
Golf is
Kansas City guy, but he's a guy that I'm a football fan, man.
Right.
I want to see Pat Mahomes play, bro. He's must-see TV every week. He's a guy you want to, because you don't know what he's going to do next. That's the thing about Pat Mahomes.
The no-look throws, man, that just switch hands on third down and throw it with your left.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, and yes, Myron, yes, we hired Alex Dono. Alex Dono will be part of our family. He's going to be doing a lot more things than just pre, half, and post for the broadcast. He's doing a lot more. There's a lot more coming with Dono. So yeah, you're gonna hear a lot more from Dono very soon. Okay. So yes, he is. He's part of the family. Chris Whittingham and Thomas Rongen, we hired as our color and play-by-play. Sean Stanley is our executive producer. So yeah, and I'm in the process of hiring a few more producers. Updates. We're gonna have a radio station. We're gonna have a soccer radio station. So there's going to be a lot of talk shows. I'm in the middle of hiring a couple more hosts for the talk show. So yes, we're doing. It's going to be a really, really fun thing that we're going to do. So yeah, Dono will be a major part of all of this. No doubt about it. All right, it is time to wrap it up here on the program out here at Toyota of Hollywood, 1841 North State Road 7. I see Herbie right there, man. He is working hard, waiting for you. So Herbie Lopez is the man. Come on out here and see him. Steve Ostrov, as always, leading the way, cracking the whip. Gary Thompson, I just saw Gary back there. Asterisk Smith. Lori Rodriguez is always out here. Some great people out here I always tell you about when it comes to Toyota of Hollywood. Are you kidding me, Myron? You are awesome, dude. You're sending in another super chat, bro. Thank you. He says, did you hear the interviews on U2X Radio with Edge and Byrne Talking Heads? I did. I caught the David Byrne one, bro, and it was awesome. It was so cool. Bono and him, Edge and him talking. It was great. The only thing I hate about the YouTube channel, can I say one thing that I can't stand about the YouTube channel? And it's hard for me to say I can't stand anything on the YouTube channel. Okay?
I don't think I've ever heard you say hating U2 in the same sentence.
It has nothing to do with U2. It has to do with McConaughey. What's his name?
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey has a segment there, and I've already heard it twice because they repeat it. And he's there giving his U2 songs. And then I got to hear him with his diatribe about how fantastic this song is and this riff and this, that. And it's like they got somebody to write a whole bunch of fluff about it and all this. And I love how Edge takes a hold of this song and this, that. And he's so full of himself. You know what I mean? It's like, McConaughey's one of those guys.
So he's being the personality that he is in the commercial driving.
Yeah.
That I'm so deep.
Yeah. Tell me, Myron, you didn't hate it. Tell me you didn't cringe every time you hear him talking about leading into every song. Because, Myron, you're like me. It's locked. Channel 32 is locked. I get in the car now, baby. I'm listening to U2, the YouTube channel all the way home. I was listening to it last night when I got in the car at Commercial Boulevard over at Lockhart State. Well, not Lockhart, Inter Miami Stadium. I'm so used to saying Lockhart. And going from there to West Kendall, I had the YouTube channel on the entire time, but I've run into the McConaughey segment a couple of times. And, bro, that's when I change. Then I just get out of the channel. I go somewhere else for a while because I just can't stand it, bro.
He's just trying to put out a different persona from the space cadet that he is, that he's very deep and thinky.
Oh, yeah, so there you go. Myron, you brought up my McConaughey nightmare. So that's now when I get in the car and I put on Channel 32, well, it's already there. Unless they're servicing the car, unless the dude servicing the car changed the channel because he or she. Don't you hate that, by the way? You ever hate that? Like you get in the car, you turn on your radio, wherever you go, mechanic, whatever, and the person working on the car. I get it. You want to hear some music? Go ahead, bro. It's cool. But remember where the channel was before.
Just put it back from where you got it.
Back, bro. Put it back, man. Put it back. They don't do that here, but that's happened to me in the past. Hasn't happened to me here yet. But that's happened in the past where you get in the car and you're like, hey, what the hell's that, bro?
Hey, at least they're not like Putty with Elaine and putting it all on religious channels. Remember that? They switched all the settings.
Yes. Super Boom Shack says, I'm locked into First Wave and the Metal Channel on Sirius. Hey, listen, U2's 32, New Wave is 33. So it's just a that's it. And then the Metal Channel's at 38 and 39 if you're talking about the Aussie channel, the Boneyard, and then the I don't know 38 and 39, Hair Metal, Hair Nation. Right. I got to tell you, the one I really like a lot, this guy would love it, is Lithium, because the Lithium channel has a ton of 90s rock too, and there's a lot of good 90s rock, and I think Lithium does a really good job because they mix some of the 80s. But they have a lot of the 90s in there.
Probably some 9-inch.
Yeah, ton of 9-inch, bro.
Exactly.
Ton of 9-inch. You hear all kinds of stuff like that. The Lithium channel is really, really good. I really enjoy that one. So that one is in my rotation with the Hair Metal, with New Wave, with the Boneyard, and obviously now the YouTube channel is on. You know what I don't know? Is it permanent or is it one of those 1-month deals again with YouTube? That's the only thing I don't know. Is it? I would love, because we got a permanent Petty channel, we got a permanent Beatles channel, and YouTube's earned the right already to have their permanent channel. Plus, it's really cool for those of you that don't know. When you go on a Springsteen channel or you go on, what's it called, a U2 or any of these kind of you don't only hear their music. You're going to hear the music that influenced them, that they like, and that they admire, people that they admire. So then they'll play other things. It won't be just U2. It won't be just the Beatles. It won't be. So you'll find out about their influences, the bands that they like, the artists that they admire, and then they'll play that stuff. Like the other day, Patti Smythe was playing on the YouTube channel because Bono has an affinity for Patti Smythe, or Smith, that is. And I haven't caught INXS, but something tells me you'll hear INXS on the YouTube channel because obviously those two were best of friends, and it killed Bono when Hutchins took his life. He had nothing but admiration and love for that guy.
We've caught several shows that they've done covers.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So yeah, it's one of those things. It is a new channel, not like last year. Oh, it is? Good. They have a deal contract with interviews, episodes coming soon. Okay, good. I wasn't sure about that. I hadn't read up on it or anything. That's why I just wanted to ask. I figured you guys may know. See, you're telling me it's permanent. I love it. I love it. Lisa says mostly country. Pitbull was supposed to be there too. Those country peeps know how to party. Okay, and how? I got to tell you, Lisa, you got to love Pitbull for that. Okay, I'm actually more of a fan of the early Pitbull stuff than the newer stuff, but I admire the crap out of the guy because he markets himself like nobody else. He will sing and do duets with anybody. He's flexible, and that's smart that he would go to the Tortuga. Why? Because he's just looking to expand his fan base. And maybe a lot of those people will not like his music, but the few that might and they get exposed to it, they're like, hey, you know what? I like that dude. I may buy an album or two. So that's where I give him credit, man, because the dude's everywhere. I mean, you don't miss Pitbull. That guy is on a TV show somewhere, commercials all the time, and then his music he's constantly putting out music. I give him credit, man. He's a hard worker, man. Big time. Dean G giving us some love on the super chat. Thank you, Dean G. What? Super chat.
No way.
Yes way.
No way.
Yes way.
They were fantastic.
Super chat. Thank you to all. Thank you to all the super chatters like Dean G, like John Rouse in the house, Julius 305, Leon Fresco, the amazing Myron who got blocked and he has no idea how he got blocked. He may have blocked me. I don't know, but I can tell you this. He's a big supporter of the program. Thank you, Myron. 3 super chats today. You're absolutely awesome, man. Thank you so much for supporting us in every way possible.
What's going on in there?
Super chat.
Excuse me a sec. What are you babbling about?
Super chat.
If he
super chat.
will all
super chat.
It'll be anarchy. It's out of my hands.
I love
it.
It
would appear that the super chatters of the world are uniting to keep you here a little bit longer.
Well, Steve,
they don't care that you had a long night last night.
Steve M just sent in a super chat himself. Thank you, Steve M.
I know that, dude.
We're just going to keep you here.
Super chats.
Oh, gnarly.
And I like it. Steve M put this sticker. I've never seen the sticker. It's like a little dinosaur, I guess. And he turns his hat backwards, and then he goes like that. I love it. I've never seen that sticker. So
see, you thought you were getting in your car and going to go listen to you too. No, you're going to sit right here and listen to super chats.
Well, I'm definitely going to get in my car and listen to you too. That's for damn sure. I just hope McConaughey is not on. So I just hope they don't
just
repeat.
Kills the YouTube vibe.
It kills the YouTube vibe, bro. It does.
That's horrible.
It does. Myron, tell me, did it not kill your vibe or what when you're listening to that? Did it not make you cringe a little like, this guy's over the top. This guy's too much. It does. It's crazy. Steve M, thank you. Julius 305, he says, trying to keep up with Myron. He sends in another.
I know that, dude.
Where'd you get this?
Super chats.
Oh, gnarly.
You guys are too much.
So what did you do the last hour of the show? Oh, we played super chat.
Yeah, that's what we did. We played a lot of super chats in the last hour of the show. You guys are awesome. Trying to keep up with Myron. Hard to keep up with Myron, man. All right, but we got to fix his YouTube thing there. We got to get him unblocked. Although it looks like he's doing all right with the HukuTube 75. Looks like he's all over the place. So thank you all, Steve M., Julius 305, multiple times, Myron, multiple times, John Rouse, Dean G, Leon Fresco. Thank you all. Thanks to all of you for tuning in, watching, listening, downloading whenever you download. Thank you so much for your amazing support. We thank Steve Ostrov and all the great people out here. Remember, if you're coming out to Toyota of Hollywood, you're looking for a Toyota, there's a great place, but please make sure when you go to any of our sponsors, mention the Big O, mention Orlando. Please, please, please. And Myron sent in a fourth one, bro.
What?
He says, LOL, Julius, because he's laughing at Julius saying trying to keep up with Myron.
Dude, these guys are maniacs.
So Myron sends in a fourth super chat right there at the end. That is amazing. Myron, you're awesome, dude. Thank you so much. We will see you guys tomorrow. We'll
Modified time. Modified time.
Tomorrow we're on at 10 a.m., okay? Because we only have one show tomorrow in Hialeah Park. We're out at Craig's Inn Acura. We'll start off at 10 a.m. We'll go to about 1 out there. So we'll see you guys. If you want to come on out there, you can join us at Craig's Inn Acura of Pembroke Pines. And we thank all the great people out here at Toyota of Hollywood. I'm going to go get in my Camry and have a beautiful cruise. You all be good out there.
Stay safe. Wear your mask. Wash your hands.